Shalom.
First and foremost, we're going to give all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Hakadash.
double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone, Ruel, and much love and salutation to the Akim out there pushing out his word in truth and sincerity, as well to the men, women, and children learning in truth and sincerity. You know, brothers in great millstone Tampa back with another, prophesying downfall of Babylon. All right, it's prophesying everything really that's taking place, and everything you see around the world. We beginning with the elder apostles on down. We've been saying that now is the time for the show to start closing up. All right, this is the climax has begun. The best part of the movie. You know, where get you to see like, oh shit, what's gonna happen? Well, hey, we already know what's gonna happen next. People wonder why this, why that. You know, everybody walking around right now damn well saw what happened this morning. So hey, welcome to another conflict, because that's an act of war. What happened this morning when you kidnap a president and blow shit up, you know, in the middle of the night. That is an act of war. So you can go ahead and say America's at war with Venezuela, because they still have a standing government and a standing military. Your president said they're going to start controlling Venezuela. Well, guess what? Prepare for more wars to start popping up and more enemies of the United States. Habakkuk chapter 2 real quick. Let's start with that and then explore the spirit. Because again, we've been saying it, man. The spirit power Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Hakadash. We've been telling you these things were coming. Wars were coming. Digital IDs, digital currencies. All right, pestilences. Division in America. Hell, you got this ex-military guy getting on TikTok or whatever the hell it was, talking about, oh, you guys that did all that in the Caracas this morning, you guys pieces of shit. America's not going to support you. So hey, the division's here, man. But again, these were things written aforetime. Go ahead. I got it.
This is Habakkuk 2, verse 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved.
And so the Lord got us on the watchtower. So we're literally and proverbially, we're above you people. And that we're on the watchtower so that we can foresee things coming and tell you about it. All right? Because again, these things were already written. The things you see playing out in the world and in America, all right, chiefly, because it's going to be the place of great judgment. These things were written declared from the beginning. The end was declared from the beginning. Go ahead.
Con, can I read one of the NLT?
Yeah, go ahead.
Con, this is the NLT, verse 1. I will climb up to my watchtower and stand at my guard post. There I will wait to see what the Lord, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, says, and how he will answer my complaint. Verse 2 in the KJV, and the Lord, Verse 2 in the NLT, then the Lord said to me, write my answer plainly on tablets so that a runner can carry the correct message to others.
Yeah, and that's the scriptures, the word of the Lord. And now we're doing it through video epistles, you know, breaking down everything. Collectively as a body, we got it all covered, man. That's why we got 100% truth, and we're covering it all.
That word you used the other day?
Suggestions, something like that. We see it all. Why America's doing this? Why Russia's doing that? Why they changing everything to digital and tokenizing everything? Well, because the end days are here. The new world order is being set up as we speak. That great reset all these people talk about. Well, we're telling you how it's coming. We've been told you why it was coming, and now it's here.
That's right. Verse 3, the vision is for a future time. It describes the end.
The visions that we read about in the scriptures, written thousands years ago. Thousands. You know, the latest one was 2,000, roughly, the book of Revelation. But it goes back even further, because you've seen the same visions just in different ways that the prophets before him had seen.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yep. It says,
read that again.
It says, this vision is for a future time.
Yeah, And now, guess what? You're living in the future time. 2026. We're 3 days into January, and look at all that's happened already. And then guess what? It's going to get a lot worse. More wars are going to happen. More people will die. And you guess what? You Americans' comfort is coming to an end. Go ahead.
Khan, it describes the end. It will be fulfilled. If it seems slow in coming, wait patiently, for it will surely take place. It will not be delayed.
There you go. It's not being delayed. Now it's moving quick. You know, and it's not going to slow down. All right. This is the snowball effect has begun. You know, you start at the top of the mountain, you get a little snowball, and you roll it down the hill. Well, it's going to pick up speed, it's going to pick up momentum, and it's going to get bigger. So the prophecies and divisions is being made bigger and clearer to see at this point. We're not at this point. Really, you can't just come up anymore and start being a prophet at this point. When you going to prophesy? Everything's happening. The chip is here, the war is here, the digital infrastructure is here so that the mark can be utilized worldwide. Me and this brother went into it, Thursday or something like that? Yesterday. The infrastructure is, yesterday. And Monday. So you got no excuses, man. We're showing you how the infrastructure is going to be utilized worldwide to get people tokenized, pretty much. Everything's about to be tokenized. You, and not us, Lord's will, but every people, they're going to get tokenized via the MOTB. So now these things are happening. It's very clear to us. What's that scripture you like pull about class? See, get that real quick, because hey, it's evident at this point. We ain't debating nothing. We don't care what you got to say. We don't care what's your opinion. And if you got a sincere question, we'll answer it. Other than that, you can just sit there and listen. You know, because prophecy is speaking. It's speaking now. All right. At this point, we're literally pointing it out to you. Look, see, we give you a local news channel video on YouTube, and then go to the scriptures and read it to you. No excuses at this point. And if you're not being moved by the fear of the Lord at this point, see, you bug out some people that went back to the world, you fucked. You know, you got to be bugging out at this point. What you doing with yourself, man? You should have left the country by now. Shit. Go ahead, over that, and then whatever brother's got.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 12 in the NLT.
Go ahead, speak real quick.
1 Corinthians 13 and 12, it says, "Now we see things imperfectly, like puzzling reflections in a mirror. But then we will see everything with perfect clarity." And that's the seeing things in perfect clarity is on these, the scriptures actually start to speak on the earth, which is what the brother started off with in Habakkuk. That's what we see happening right now. The prophecies are speaking on the earth. All right, like the scriptures in, I believe that's Revelation chapter 11, that it talks about that they prophesied 3 days and a half, roughly paraphrasing. That's speaking about the Israelites actually going through prophecy of slavery, man. So y'all people here in America are getting ready to be living prophecies, man. You're going to be, the prophecies are going to be speaking through you because of the calamities that are going to be happening here on the streets of America. Because all that America is working on the earth, if a brother wants to grab real quick, Revelation chapter 18, I believe it's around like the 5th, 6th verse, reward unto her double. The works that America is working on the earth by going into these other nations. Somebody else hold Isaiah chapter 13. What America is working on the earth is going to be done unto her as well. So you just had America going into Venezuela, and you also got Trump speaking about going into Iran as well.
Yeah, Cuba, Colombia too. Because he's a coke dealer, and that's right next to Venezuela. So this is just the beginning of more. Because the World War has begun, man. If you haven't noticed, the World War has begun, and now they literally put boots on the ground. Why? Because they need all the resources that Venezuela got to use for war. They don't want to drain their own oil supply.
Let me finish this one and then grab that Revelation. 1 Corinthians 13 and 12 in the NLT. "Now we see things imperfectly, like puzzling reflections in a mirror. But then
puzzling. We kind of saw it years ago
in our mind's eye.
Yeah, but now it's clear. Like, oh, okay, this is how the Lord's going to do it, because it's happening now at this point.
It says, all that I know now is partial and incomplete, but then I will know everything completely, just as the Most High now knows me completely.
So not only is knowledge increasing as far as technology, the knowledge of wisdom, understanding has been increasing on the surface of the Lord to see clearer and clearer. Okay, we've been prophesied this, we speculated about it, and now it's here. We can literally point it out and tell you, hey, this is how it's happening.
Go ahead and bring that up, because that's one of the things that we see clearly is the reward of the wicked. And all the works that he's been done. Ecclesiastes chapter 8 talks about how an evil sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the hearts of men are set on them to do evil. These devils have been continuing with their wickedness all over the earth, heaping unto themselves people and nations, just taking over countries, setting up their shops, their garrisons in other people's backyards with no recourse.
Yeah, see, people might think, okay, whatever, it's not a big deal. No, nigga, you kidnap a president, that's a huge deal, and you was blowing people up. They had to fight their way to get him. They killed people. That's an act of war, man. There's no going back at this point. You can't go back from this. And Russia, China, Iran, they might not physically do nothing, but they're gonna respond in some form or fashion, whether it be doing the same shit to Zelensky, or turning it up even more, or China taking Taiwan. You know, things are about to happen. Why do you think Iran, they've been saying that they were preparing for round 2. Iran, they ready to go for round 2. And they ain't no Venezuela. Venezuela, yeah, they got help from here and there, but not full help militarily, you know. Iran, they can help. They don't need help right now, but according to prophecy, they will be helped by Russia. That's the top G. Yeah. Well, not, I would say low level. They got hypersonic missiles. I think they were blowing the shit up out of Israel. They got some good shit. Obviously not on the level of America, but they do have hypersonic missiles. You know, they get their technology from Russia. So, you know, China, China's not to be fucked around with, but go on to Asia too. You know?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. Oh, you got more?
If you had Revelation 18 real quick.
I'll make that point. Call for it.
Yeah. This book of Revelation chapter 18 and verse 6. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works.
Chiefly what she's done, what Babylon has done, that great whore that has done to the chosen people of the Lord. But then on top of that, all the crimes and atrocities that have been committed by the hands of Babylon the Great. Straight up atrocious acts, but they want to go around as the police. Oh, we're coming with humanitarian aid. Yeah, bullshit. Yeah, we're gonna bring democracy. That's why they're pretty much the nations. I don't know why niggas in Venezuela celebrating. You didn't see what happened in Libya, in Iraq, in Afghanistan, Syria, Lebanon, and so on and so forth. They come in the same name that they doing right now, and then when they just leave, it's a shithole country. But now they don't plan on leaving, like Trump said this morning.
Real quick, just a quick piece of evidence. Mark chapter 12, verse 17. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. Though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. And that's what Esau Edom does, man. He creates these problems first and foremost. He sends out these agent provocateurs, which Iran's been saying that Israel's been sending agents over there.
CIA.
Yep. So Esau creates these things, and then he tells you when shit hits the fan in your country, he's the first one there. I wonder how.
Oh, that's Sirach 12.
Right. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
Just to hit that point, he says, though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. And that's what he does. And that's why that undermining that he's been doing over and over and over throughout all these years, now the Lord is going to have it turned onto him double. Now even his own allies are going to undermine him.
Yep. Which means the overthrow.
Yep. And I believe that's in Obadiah, that they that were confederate with thee shall lay a wound for thee. You know, roughly paraphrasing. Finish that though.
It says, and the cup which she had filled to her double. And you know, because what's happening right now, what happened this morning, was you seen a bunch of bombs going off in Venezuela, man, where you had these other nations that came out and said basically how they're not with that. You know, they made a stern statement saying Russia, all these different nations saying that they wasn't with that, and eventually that's gonna come upon America, but it's gonna be nuclear. All right, we're gonna see America getting nuked by bombs, but it's gonna be the end of America. You know?
Hey, this is back in October 17th last year. This is an article entitled Venezuela's Maduro claims Trump has already ordered the CIA to attack. So they've been in there months ago. This was all planned. They've been planning this shit for a while now. They just had to get all the details ironed out, the strategy. But hey, like the brother said, what's the outcome of all this? It don't change the reality. Just because America still is the hammer of the earth, well, guess what? The scriptures say, how has the hammer of the earth been broken? So we know what the outcome is regardless. So Trump can tout all he wants and, oh yeah, we're strong military, which it is, of course, but not when all the nations come up against you, including your own allies. Yeah, I mean, more on that.
That was it. I got the hammer of the earth though.
Oh yeah, get that real quick. What you got? Okay.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, and verse 23. I'll go to verse 22. Sound of battle is in the land.
Yeah, sound of battle is in the land. You watch the news this morning, you should hear the sound of battle. Yeah. and remember, these guys that did that operation this morning, that ain't the whole military. The military is full with rejects, LGBT, all right, Muppets, and Madden, nigga play Madden all day long, you know. Yeah, so that
Part-time YouTube streamer.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, of course, you had the special ops and the niggas that are in the front lines. They're mighty, but the majority of the military ain't. Shit.
It says, and of the great destruction, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken?
Yeah, because America's gone around and beat everybody like a hammer. You know, that iron. You know, but they're assuming that it's gonna break. The hammer's gonna break.
Right.
Like, damn, how did the superpower of the earth that nobody dared to challenge? How is it done? Well, that's because it's biblical prophecy. It's not because the military isn't strong. It's because the Lord said so. He made them be so strong because what the beast gave. They worship. How's it going in Revelation 17? The end of it, they gave it over to the whore.
Yeah, they gave their power over to the horde. One act to have power with the beast, or with the horde one hour.
Yep. But now that's coming to an end. The beast, because of the dude from the prime minister, I believe, from UK, he said it this morning. He's like, we ain't with that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Shit, he's scared, because they got issues of their own with Russia, and Trump's already said to hell with them. So now we see it again, but we see how the Lord is doing it now. Because in 2016, 2018, you couldn't really see it like that. You know, the Brexit came, but now this nigga's second term, we're not even a year in, right? Because we was inaugurated later this month, last year. We're not even a year in, and Donald Trump has bombed 7 different countries and kidnapped the president and his wife. So prepare for war. There's a sound of battle in the land. And it's going to get more intense till your sons and your husbands start getting drafted off to war. And then ultimately the thermonuclear destruction, which before that comes, of course, the hour of temptation. And this place is going to be completely in confusion, death and destruction everywhere. But there will be safe cities where they still buying and selling. But for the most part, these people are going to be destroyed. I told them to go over there. No, that's not good. When it starts raining, they're going to have to move it. Go ahead, guys.
Babylon become a destruction, or it's like a desolation among the nations.
Yeah, a complete collapse of this country, man. And the other nations, and it talks about that in Revelations 18, that the other nations see the destruction, and they're gonna wail because of her. You can just grab that real quick. Revelations 18 and verse 15. It says
These nations have. America's an import nation, so all the people that's been exporting to America, which that's coming to an end because of war. I think China's holding not just silver, that's the number one, but they're hoarding all kind of precious metals, which are needed in times of war. And guess what? Venezuela has a lot of that to offer.
real quick, Revelation 18 and 15. The merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing. and saying, Alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. For in 1 hour so great riches has come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company and ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning.
What do they call it? They call that cargo ships, right? That's how you, even let's say you buy gold, and if you want it intangible, the tangible gold, it has to be shipped. And that's why China they doing that with silver no more. And the BRICS nations have been buying up gold. But guess what? Oh, that's about to be tokenized. So this trade's still going to go on. It's just going to change the way they do it. It's going to be digitized. You know, everything's going to go through blockchain now. Blockchain technology, including the people. The smart grid's already here. Now they just need to integrate everything into it.
The last verse to tie in with that precept the brother just read, is set desolation. Revelation 18 and 19, and they cast dust on their heads and cried, and we cast dust on your head as a form of mourning. It said, and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, Alas, alas, that great city wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness, for in 1 hour is she made desolate.
That's going to be the thermonuclear destruction.
Yep. Complete economic, military, everything is going to collapse. Every aspect of America is going to collapse.
Neither Malachi 4:1, neither root nor branch. The philosophies that America has, everything will be done away with when Babylon the Great's destroyed. Because it ain't gonna be no more internet. After it's all said and done, this whole world is gonna go into a setback, so to say. Because it's gonna be nuclear fallout, nuclear winter. So unless you live somewhere very far near the equator or even south of it, you're gonna be through. Your vegetables ain't gonna grow. So people and that's after the earthquakes and tsunamis that happened after the Great Destruction. That's the real reset. Yeah, the
Water's turning into poison.
and the rain is gonna be nuclear.
Yeah.
And so like real quick, and it's only gonna take 1 hour, less than 1 hour really, because the missiles they gonna get here, depending where they're shot from, in a matter of minutes.
Right. Ships from Russia out there by Cuba. So you already know that's a couple minutes.
Submarines everywhere, and then China got cargo ships, what look like cargo ships, but then motherfuckers open up and turn and start shooting missiles. And you would never know it's a cargo ship. I mean, that's nuclear capable. They got nuclear hypersonic weapons on them bitches. Oh, that was it on there?
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, I got this is Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations.
And now we see how it's playing out. We see why all these great nations, led by Russia, chiefly China, with the BRICS in general, you know, are going to be led to hate this place. But they already hate this place, especially the Middle East. But now these nations are bombing places that had no, oh, we're going to bomb Nigeria because they're killing Christians. What? Nigga, they kill Christians in America every day. So, what was the other one? They did Somalia or some shit like that. Real quick. It was these are. Well, I'll just name the 7 places that have been that have been attacked as of Donald Trump's inauguration. You got Somalia, which there was 127 strikes in 2025 from America. You got Nigeria, Iraq and Syria, and then Iran, of course, with the B-2 bombing, and then more's coming. You got the Caribbean and Eastern Pacific, 30 strikes, 170 killed, no evidence of drug cargoes, and then Venezuela. You thought it was about fentanyl and niggas on fishing boats.
And something I saw on the bottom headlines this morning on CNN, one of the guys for Venezuela, I can't remember what actual position he was at. He was saying they don't even have proof if this dude's alive or not. When they were with his wife, they're like, they want proof. They want to see something that this man is actually still alive. This dude made may never see a clip. You know how the whole Diddy trial, they had the pictures. You had a nigga drawing in court. You ain't never gonna see no drawing of a girl in court. They ain't gonna show that. But again, this is the deeds that the wicked is bringing on the earth, man. Just straight deception, chaos.
That's exactly. It's propaganda, more fear, and then remember, this is just the theater of war. The world is a stage. You know, it's like these nations fighting against each other. Ultimately, they're all controlled by the global elite. Because why do you think all these nations are okay with going to digital systems? Because the people, who I forgot, which devil Rothschild it was? He said, it don't matter who runs the country, it matters who controls the money. Right. Something along the lines. So we're not ignorant to Satan's devices, man. But they have to use the stage. They got to make this shit play out so you believe it. So people believe it. Which, hey, dude, there are people dying. You know what I'm saying? That's part. Esau don't give a shit. He got to kill thousands, millions to get his point across. He's willing to put his own people into slavery or just kill them too. You know, he sends his own people to war.
Yeah, real quick, just to back that point up, Sirach, chapter 12 and verse 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit.
What this nigga talking about? He the president of peace. Peace what? Piece of bread? Piece of shit? Peace in the Middle East. Right? He talking about he won the Nobel Peace Prize. There's none. We just read 7 different locations that he's been bombed. But people, it's gonna come a time when people want to seek peace and safety and not be able to find it. There is no peace, man. The peace is gonna come when Yahweh returns.
Yeah, well, Yahweh said, "You think now that I have come to bring peace on earth."
That's why it's gonna be after he returns, not when this fucking muppet.
Time and a place for everything. To finish the verse off, it says, "He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood." And that's what he does, man. He ain't satisfied with what he did over there in Venezuela. And now he's gonna probably have to go and send more mercs to go and kill off anybody who's got a problem with what he did.
But exactly, because remember he said that we're gonna run the country now, and we're gonna start building the infrastructure for the oil. That's what it was all about in the first place. But how are they gonna? There's gonna be false flags there, or actual people that are gonna. Remember, they were handing out guns to people on the streets. So what? You think they just gonna sit there and let these niggas build? No, there's gonna be skirmishes. So he's gonna have another excuse to start having more boots on the ground and jacking them people up. Yeah, actually, I'm about to catch hell down there. This is just the beginning. Y'all gonna be catching hell till the missiles drop. And y'all already been catching hell. Remember when the inflation went through the roof and they was eating their dogs and
American cause.
Exactly. Yeah.
American
Sanctions.
cause.
Sanctions on the oil. So this ain't nothing new, man. This shit been in the work for 20-some years as far as the oil in Venezuela. Because the big one, Cinco, Shell, all these big oil corporations, and that's what he's talking about. Oh, they stole our oil. That's what he's referring to because they got kicked out.
Yeah.
But that's what China been doing up down there. And they spend a lot of money doing it.
They said about 60% of their oil business
goes to China. At 60 to 80%.
Real quick, it says, this is from geopolitics, right? It says, why the U.S. is waging war on Venezuela. 1, impose U.S. hegemony in Latin America with the colonial Monroe Doctrine.
There you go. Because remember, a couple months ago, maybe a month and a half ago, Trump came up and said, this is going to be the Monroe 2.0. Because they've lost their hegemony because Russia, China, and Iran been in their own backyard, building up for years. So he saw America, because he saw Russia too, but America had to do something about it.
Yeah, because they're gaining economic leverage. You know, so now with them doing that, this strike on Venezuela was a pivotal point in the global economy pertaining to the oil, right? And this is going to go more into it.
Yeah, so now that's going to affect the world trade, and wait till something happens in Iran. Hey, the oil is everything's about to spike or crash. except for you know what. Because again, this is all catalyst to change the system, the financial system. Just another tally, of why the system has to be changed. Because now they're going to say that the global financial system can't trust anything, so they need something decentralized to make world transactions. With the world transactions, what makes the world go around? The money, all the trading and shit like that. These different countries do with each other. Where do you think the GDP comes from? The money they make from trading and so on and so forth.
Yep, it says exploit Venezuela's natural resources, oil, gas, and critical minerals.
And I think it's like 60% of the maybe 30% of the world's lithium is in Venezuela. So they need that. And even Elon Musk said China holding their silver is not a good thing. He said that a couple days ago. Well, before it was announced, or before it started, which was 2 days ago. See, right now you don't see it on the paper silver, which it did go up, right? Even Paul Tahar was doing the videos on it. The price has been going up, but that's paper silver. The actual price in China, it was going for about almost $100 an ounce for the actual silver. So the silver money, or the paper silver, it has to catch up, and the gap's going to keep getting bigger to the point where they're not. Yeah, you got paper silver, but that shit don't exist because you can't get the tangible silver, which again is going to be more cost for the new system, because now silver is going to be tokenized.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yep. It says cut off Latin America's ties with China, as well as Russia and Iran.
There you go. That's ultimately what it was about. But they need the resources, and they can't let China and Russia get it, so they got to do something. This is a war games. It's a strategic things that are going on because they know they're going to war.
Yeah, and that's something that the Elder Ash bring out from time to time through the spirit. Brothers go into it that the previous wars, it started economically first. That's how we know we in the beginning stages of World War III. Look at all these different proxies, all right, that's going on right now.
Tariffs and sanctions.
Yeah.
Those are weapons of war, economic war. And now it ain't economic when they blowing shit up and kidnapping people. A president, it ain't just kidnapping some random bitch off the streets of Venezuela. This was the highest level of authority in Venezuela, man.
It says threaten other left-wing governments in the region, especially Cuba and Nicaragua, destroy.
But another thing is, so the biggest two people that was receiving oil was China, which is 60 to 80%, and Cuba. And in return, Cuba would send doctors, they would send engineers, so on and so forth, in return for that. Because they're fucked because of the sanctions and all that shit America's put on them. So they were dealing closely with, you go into the history, Maduro used to live in Cuba for a time. He was very close with Fidel Castro. And then he came back to Venezuela and became a right-hand man to Hugo Chavez. Go ahead.
It says destroy the project of regional integration in Latin America and the Caribbean. I'll read that again. It says destroy the project of regional integration in Latin America and the Caribbean.
Which China been all up in there. We went into it the other day. China got a few ports out here in the Caribbean. What they say is just for shipping, but again, they got cargo ships that look just like regular cargo ships, but who knows what's in them containers. There's one in off the coast of Florida. There's one in the Bahamas. There's I forgot what it was called, but there's one in Cuba, Venezuela, and there was one more I can't remember, but nonetheless, the Caribbean and the South America, China got their foothold in there. They still do, And so does Russia. Russia, again, tied with Cuba, Venezuela, and others. Panama. China got the Panama Canal. Remember Trump was like, we got to get the Panama Canal back. So, hey, they got to do these things, man. And Trump's the guy to do it.
Last one, it says sabotage global self-unity, giving Venezuela support for Palestine, Iran, and Africa, and etc.
And what has Venezuela done to you, with anybody here? Fentanyl and cocaine. That shit ain't coming from Venezuela. If you got such a problem with fentanyl, you need to go deal with China. They're the ones sending the chemicals and all the product to these Mexican cartels and different places. But really the fentanyl's coming from China through Mexico. But again, Trump mentioned Mexico this morning though. He said, "Oh look, that lady, the president, he was like, oh, she's a good lady, but she doesn't run that country. The cartel does." Remember, that's how this whole narrative started. Oh, the cartel, the war on the cartel. Then all of a sudden, they started blowing fishing boats up, and then now they kidnapped the president. But people believed the bullshit they saw on the internet, or on the CNN News or Fox News, all that bullshit. But we see right through it. Because we know the prophecy. And we know what Esau got in his mind. We know him better than he knows himself. But go ahead and finish that off.
All right, this is Jeremiah 50:9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country.
Russia, ultimately.
It says, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain.
Yeah, the thermonuclear missiles, the hypersonic missiles that will obliterate America. And it just so happens to be that the BRICS nations have the most collectively. Brazil, they don't have nukes. But don't forget about Brazil. That's right next to Venezuela, and they're part of the BRICS. You got Russia, the most nukes. India, they got nukes. China, they got nukes. All right, and then Iran, I'm pretty sure they got into BRICS nation. If I'm not mistaken, I know Saudi Arabia did. There's a few other countries. I think it's like 9 other countries. Could be wrong, but anyway, collectively, America can't fight them all. You know, and as we speak, they're doing the de-dollarization, moving away from the petrodollar, moving away from USD. All right. But so again, there's gonna be something there to come in and save the day for the world economy tanking like it's about to. Go ahead. That was it on that. That was it. Because this is the next big thing that we're looking for, which is already happening. There's still war in the Middle East. Saudi Arabia just last week, or maybe it was early this week, they shot missiles into Yemen because not Dubai, but the UAE was shooting missiles. Because they're backing some people and rebels in Yemen to overthrow the Houthis and all them. But guess what? Russia said, yeah, we're backing Saudi Arabia on that. What they did, so the UAE pulled out immediately. You got Israel, they still bombing motherfuckers every day. You got the civil war in Syria, which they put up this ex-Al-Qaeda member to be in charge when, what was his name? The dude, the ex-president of Syria, he ended up fleeing to Russia. Assad, yeah. So they replaced him with a known terrorist, and America was with. Wait a minute, weren't y'all fighting these niggas not too long ago? Al Qaeda. So it's a big shit show. But we know the main stage. Venezuela's one thing, that's the catalyst. But the main stage is gonna be with Iran and Israel. As the scriptures say, the least of the flocks, I'll draw them out. Go ahead.
This is Joel 3 and verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war.
And that's what's being prepared. Come on, man. Strategic allies being formed, missiles being distributed around the world, munitions, all right, anything. All kind of weapons of war, vehicles, generals, you know, soldiers. And in Ukraine and Russia, there's thousands dying every day. Trump said it this morning. He said 30,000 last month. You got to put an end to that. Wait a minute, nigga, you blowing people up all around the world. What are you talking about? But again, this is what the nations are preparing. Everybody except Americans, you know, like civilians, right? Everybody around the world, they know what's coming. Hell, they probably been born into it. People that was born in the Middle East, all they know is war. Right. little girl waiting at the bus stop, bombs going off in the distance. That's coming to America soon. But again, this is the big catalyst we're waiting for to go down in the Middle East. But we know that America won't be destroyed until the hour of temptation comes, which is the MOTV being implemented worldwide, which is already here. It's not like it doesn't exist, or nobody has used it to buy something yet. It just hasn't been made mandatory. They need a reason, you know. And again, the reasons are here, and it's going to get worse and worse.
Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords.
There you go. So now the majority of the GDP is going to what? War, things for war. That's why, just using China as an example, because there's other countries doing the same, but that was like the main one that was reported on. They're hoarding minerals, precious metals. And let me pull this up because I looked it up the other day. Because this is part of how they're going to beat their plowshares into swords. They need resources to do that. This is, you got a screenshot of it. Yeah, right here. This is China's grip on critical minerals. Out of the top, what is it? I said that's probably like 25. They have about half of the world's biggest producers of it. So that again, you need precious metals to beat your plowshares into swords. Go ahead.
And your pruning hooks into spears.
Yeah, they're not trying to build up farm equipment. Hell, look what's going on here in America. They pretty much said to hell with your farmers. We're not using they're going to turn a lot of these factories, and now they've got the robots to help expedite all this to make military equipment. Yep. And now, shit, they don't, because during World War II, they had it, the men were disappearing off into war, so they put the women to work. Man, they don't need the women to work. They got the robots to do it now. Right. Everything's going to be automated, and you're going to sit at home and collect your UBI. All right, the little crumbs they're going to give you while war is going on. Go ahead.
Let the weak say, I am strong.
That's why these nations are getting bolder against America. But America's still the hammer, but they're getting bold. And now that with Russia backing them, and the great equalizer being the nuclear weapons, the weak nations that have been weak compared to America, well, now that they're coming together, they can boast. They can say we're strong now. But you got to start with the economy. That's what China and Russia, the BRICS nations, have been doing for years now, preparing for this. Well, you think everybody's sick of America, man. So they had to strategically set themselves in position. And they had to set themselves in position to be able to go to war. You need resources. If you run out of money, you're done in a war. You need boots. You need bodies. Now they're in position to say we're strong. That's why Iran. They ain't backing down. Really, it was Israel that didn't want to keep getting blown to shit. Because, see, people think Iran's a small little country. Iran's fucking huge. Israel's a tiny little thing on the map. That's why they were hitting major cities. And even with the help of America, they couldn't stop all the missiles. The Iron Dome, that shit didn't help. I mean, of course it stopped it. It was stopping all the ones that were supposed to be stopped. Iran ain't stupid. They would send a barrage of ones they knew were going to get stopped, so that the hypersonic ones could just go right through that shit. In the THAAD system, that didn't stop nothing, which is America. America's missile defense system. They got the THAAD, what else? They got the Patriot system. And those they're failing in Ukraine, they're failing in Israel, they definitely gonna fail in America.
It says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. There cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord Yahweh.
And ultimately that the Lord's gonna send his angels. All these nations getting together to fight each other, and a day will come where they're gonna stop and fight the Lord. Well, guess what? That still ain't gonna stop nothing. The missile's still gonna be shot off. All right. Yeah, the armies, the beasts in his armies and the kings in their armies, they're all gonna be destroyed by the Lord when he returns. But hey, they're gonna be killing each other. and it's gonna be a bloodbath, like the elder from UK he used to say. World War III is gonna be a meat grinder. And we got precepts on that too. It's gonna be a meat grinder. You know, they just stuff in a bunch of meat into the grinder and it's just coming out like ground beef. That's gonna be people, man. And ain't nobody gonna bury them. There's gonna be bodies upon bodies. They're not coming home. You know how they put them in the casket, put the flag on top of the casket, and them a nigga playing the trumpet when they getting off the plane. They ain't never coming back. Oh, let him finish that first.
Somebody come to your house, knock on the
Yeah,
door.
yeah. And you know, the nigga with the trumpet. Yeah, nah. You'll never see them again. Right.
It says, let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat.
Yeah, which is the Middle East, the Levant, which stretches from Egypt to Syria, all right, Lebanon, Iraq, Jordan, Iran, all of that region is going to be the big catalyst to set this place off. But again, World War has already begun. It's already begun. It's just that we're past the beginning stages, really, but it's now starting to escalate. And again, it's going to be wars all over the world, but this is the war, the big one we're looking for. When America gets in, because they remember last year they sent a B-2 bomber, which they said, oh, they destroyed the nuclear their nuclear infrastructure. No, they didn't. That was all for show. I mean, they dropped a bomb on them and the other bombs, but that didn't stop Iran.
Theatrics.
Yeah, this is theatrics, man. Remember, this is the stage, the theater of war.
They didn't get no real infrastructure.
Because remember, they had moved them. And there was satellite images showing them emptying that place out. Because they had been told beforehand, hey, we're going to send a B-2 bomber. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, that's why that specialist that was on Redacted, he said, yeah, they did a big, they got a big fat nothing burger.
Exactly.
It was nothing. Like they didn't accomplish.
That's why they didn't retaliate. Which they did. They sent some missiles to some bases in Qatar, American bases, right after that. But they specifically didn't hit, kill nobody. Or, so man, we see through all the bullshit, man. But again, this is where they're gonna be gathered. China, Russia, there's gonna be African nations out there, India, which they're Persian too, they're Persia, or Elam. So hey, it's gonna be, again, a meat grinder for all these nations. You go into the numbers of World War I and World War II, how many people were dying, this is gonna be way past that. And I believe it was, it had to be close to 100 million, I think it was, total, or probably more, but it was the biggest casualties of World War II were Russia and China. They don't tell you that. They the poor small hats. What about all the civilians from Russia and China? They got butchered. But anyway, go ahead.
It says, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
That's where the Lord's going to begin the judgments in our homeland. Because again, the least of the flock shall draw them out. The people that are most despised on the earth is going to get, because of most Americans now, they're starting to wake up and smell the fresh air and be like, damn, what happened to America first? Why keep giving these niggas billions and billions of dollars and whatever every time they call Donald Trump, he there for them. Said niggas got to kiss the wall. People are starting to wake up. But what you gonna do about it? You can't do shit. Your son's still gonna go to war. That was it on that.
Khan, this is Isaiah 34:1. The title of it says, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai's wrath against nations. And 144 too, it's 414. It says, come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people.
So who are the ones that's supposed to tell the nations? That's why we come out here to the chief place of Concord and ultimately the internet. Everybody's getting the warning up from the Lord of what's coming. And now it's here. What do you mean it's coming? It's already here. It's just going to turn up, so to say. The fire's on. The stove is on. Now the Lord's about to incrementally turn it up. Like gradualism. Yeah, the Lord's the king of gradualism until he floors it on your ass. Because that's what's going to happen. It's just going to change. Things are about to change quickly. Life as you know is about to change. And then they're going to bring in this new digital system, digital infrastructure. But there's still that just because they go to this new system, digital system, which is really for the financial side, that ain't gonna stop no damn wars. You know, that ain't gonna change nothing but the way you transact. You know, and ultimately to that our temptation comes, because with all these things happening globally, hyperinflation is gonna happen in America very soon when these nations stop using the U.S. dollar. You know, when they can use a decentralized platform, the U.S. dollar is done. That's why the $100 bills is gonna be toilet paper. And again, like it happened in Zimbabwe and different other countries, they're not gonna print a $10,000 bill or $1 billion bill. Nah, they're just gonna give you stable coins and CBDCs, because that can be broken down into fractions of a penny. You know. But again, who will you hear this from? The prophets of the Lord. So how much more the war that's already happening, which we've been telling you about. People used to laugh at the signs. You were the one that said USSR. You're Russia. When Russia started blowing niggas up, ain't nobody got nothing to say about the sign no more.
Yeah, because like you read earlier, the vision is for a point in time, but at the end it shall speak. They didn't see it then. But now, as the vision is speaking, it's reality.
Yeah, and the image of the beast is speaking, which is the New World Order. This old technology, all of that is part of the image of the beast. And then they Cesare the picture of white Jesus, man. That's why these fallouts too, but sellouts, apostates, all these bug out different camps, man. Y'all got an answer to your congregation very soon. Yeah. They gonna start asking questions, and y'all don't know. Well, maybe they do know. Maybe they sold out. Yeah. But hey, what happened back then? What happened again? You know, they're gonna start wanting your head on a pike. You know. Go ahead.
Yep. Back in Isaiah 34:1, come near, ye nations, to hear and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that it is therein, the world, and all things that come forth of it.
Yeah, so listen up. Everything and everyone got to listen to the word of the Lord, which is spoken through the prophets. We're the Lord's messengers. We're telling you why these things are happening. What's next? That's why knowledge and wisdom is going to be stability at our times. People right now, they don't even want to look at the social media. They might scroll past what just happened. Start scrolling faster. Because they don't want to deal with reality. You're going to be forced to deal with it. You wanted to speed up while you pass the prophets. You can't run from the Lord. You can't run from the prophecies. And they're banging on the door right now. They're about to kick the door down. Go ahead.
It says, for the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations.
It's righteous anger. It's upon all the nations. And again, this is going to be the outcome of what's going on globally. The Lord's about to pour out his indignation on the whole earth, chiefly in Babylon the Great.
And his fury upon all their armies.
There you go. So all the armies, man, there ain't gonna be no military men left when the Lord does what he do. Remember, the Lord is a man of war. He coming to obliterate. It's gonna be a landslide victory for the Lord, man. He ain't gonna shoot, like the Independence Day, flying jets and shooting chariots down. No, and what's his name? Will Smith beating up an angel? No, hell no, man. That's science fiction. Go ahead.
And his fury upon all their armies. He have utterly destroyed them. He have delivered them to the slaughter.
Yeah, and how's the Lord coming with? Flames and fury. He's coming to render his anger. Somebody want to grab that real quick. Because that's how the Lord's about to bring his indignation. How he's going to destroy these armies. The chariots going to be zapping. The missiles are going to be, because the Lord's going to hijack them missiles, so to say. Nobody got to be man in the station with the little key and the button. The Lord will just have them take off with regardless. Well, hell, AI will do it. The Lord just like he made him create the weapons, he made, or the ICBMs, he saw create AI too. And even Elon said, oh, we're summoning demons. Yeah, guess who the demons work for? So AI, because they call it game theory, something like that. When that shit actually happens, the niggas shaking people. Oh shit! AI is gonna override all that shit, which ultimately is the Lord. So it don't matter if they push the button or not. Them missiles gonna be shot off regardless, because the Lord is gonna put His Spirit on them. And the nigga's sitting there in the chair and shitting his pants. He's like, oh, yeah, I didn't do it. That's bad.
Let's move.
Well, look at get Isaiah. You guys did? Yeah, just to back up that second verse.
This is Isaiah chapter
Because it mentioned fury, right?
Yep.
Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 66 and verse 15. For behold, the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind.
Yeah, the fire is going to be the thermonuclear destruction. Fire that's going to burn 20 times hotter than the sun. All right, that fervent heat.
To render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire.
So how the Lord's going to render that anger is going to be with fury. Get the word in Google it real quick. Or fury there. See what it says. But that's what the Lord's coming. It says the Lord is angry at the wicked every day. And well, guess what? Wickedness has reached to the heavens. Go down the street, you see nothing but wickedness. Turn on the TV, nothing but wickedness. Everything is wicked out here, man. Except for the ones after the heart of the Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Because yeah, our sinful flesh is wicked, but the spirit in us is what's righteous. Right? The blood of Yahushua is what makes us pure and clean. Anybody got it?
Y'all got it. This is the word fury. Going back in the Hebrew, kama, it says heat, rage.
That's Hama.
Hama. It says,
Okay, yeah, right.
it says heat, rage, hot, displeasure, indignation,
Righteous anger.
anger, wrath, poison, bottles, heat, fever, burning anger, rage.
That's going to be the fury, the missiles. And then the chariots, of course, which they're going to have lightning shooting out of them, which we know Esau called them laser beams. Because so Esau got laser beams that he can zap shit with and kill people, you know. What do you think the Lord got? You know? Go ahead.
You see that with the sun. It comes from a rays.
Yeah, they call it sun rays.
Sun rays. You know, that's the technology of the Most High.
And it can power things, and solar power.
Exactly.
You know, it's energy. So that's what it is. The dew is a direct energy weapon, which is a laser.
What do they call those waves that come off the sun?
Solar flares.
Solar flares. That's a form of it too. That's a
Plasma, plasma, which is the highest. That's the next element that Esau really hasn't been able to truly harness it. You know, but plasma, just like they got water, what's it called, air. Yeah.
Because that concept is in your blood.
Exactly.
Go
Exactly.
make plasma, right? Because that's why it's a spirit.
Exactly.
That's a power that, like you said, Esau, he can't harness. He hasn't been able to contain it. That's a spirit. And the scriptures say that's wrong. Who can retain a spirit? What's the Most High called? Like, yo, that's a power that you ain't, the Most High hasn't given you access to control. You know?
You need a spiritual body to be able to handle that.
Right.
Yeah.
Real quick, Hebrews 12 and 29. For our power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, is a consuming fire.
Spirit, man. It's higher than any electricity or any kind of energy source here. There's just plenty of different energy sources, wind, water, again, all the elements, or the different, what's the word I'm looking for? You got
Operation.
the different stages. No, it's like that's a solid,
Liquid gas.
liquid gas, and then plasma's the fourth one. Yeah. But go back to that.
This is Isaiah chapter 66 and verse 16.
It's like, and that's why that fire is gonna be so intense. You know, because the Lord gave him a way to utilize the place uncontrollable. You know, that's why all these it's gonna be this such and such megatons of TNT that blast will do. They don't know. That's all theoretical. The Lord's gonna put a spirit on it.
Right.
For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh.
There you go to that word, Shabbat. That's how the Lord's going to judge everybody, with fire and the sword. He ain't going to come and sit you down like it's a court case and hear you out. No, he's going to judge you for your works, either good or evil. And if you have evil, if you be found to be wicked and guilty, that's what you're going to be judged with, fire and the sword. Take your pick. Shit. You can't escape the judgments that are coming. That's why through the fear of the Lord we persuade men. We're deadly serious when we talk about this. The destruction the Lord's bringing. We truly believe that he's about to bring a destruction that no one can save you out of. No bunker can get you out of. Because again, the Lord's about to magnify these nuclear explosions, man. Even ChatGPT can't comprehend it. And I remember asking it, questions about the nukes and shit. They couldn't even really rapidly started glitching and shit. Because only a spiritual man can perceive these things.
It says, and the slain of the Lord shall be many.
I think there's another translation saying that those that are killed by the Lord are many. It's something like that. So the Lord's going to kill a lot of people, man. Slaves. From coast to coast in America, 100%. All right? Babylon's going to die. And it's only going to be a small number, percentage-wise, of people that live in America that are going to be delivered. Everybody, that's why you tell us the majority of people you walk past, driving by, all these cars, millions and millions of people you see, every year you see millions of people you never seen before, they're going to die. There's going to be a great multitude in the elect, but that's throughout the whole world. But chiefly the big salvation is going to be here in America.
I was gonna say too, you got missiles called bunker busters. Yeah. So you got a bunker in America, it's gonna bust that bunker.
Yeah, they call it gravity. There's pretty much called gravity bombs because that's what they dropped in Iran. Because the way gravity, that's how they work. They're not propelled, like a rocket is. They just drop them from a plane. The gravity take over. Was it all that?
Yep, Isaiah 34:3. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their
There's
carcasses.
going to be a lot slain. We just read it. The slain of the Lord shall be many. And really, you don't need to bury these people that are going to be dying here in America. They're going to get cremated. Evaporated. Blood cremation, there's ashes after that. And what they do is cremation. They throw the bones away though, or they keep them do who knows what with. But the flesh and all that, the organs, all that shit, which they probably take the organs out and harvest that shit anyway. But the bones are still left behind when they cremate you. That's how it's impossible. They talk about them gas chambers and the cremation. During World War II, you know what I'm talking about? That was impossible. I even asked what they call the dudes that work at the cremation. I forgot what there's a term for it, but that nigga said it's impossible. You know how hot you have to burn them for the bones to melt? Well, that's gonna be nothing. The very elements are gonna melt. No pun intended. Go ahead. No, that was it on that?
Oh, no, it's more.
They don't even burn the bones.
That's what
They scoop them out afterwards and grind them up and get rid of it.
Probably put it in your Big Mac. At this point, who knows? Shit, I wouldn't put it fast.
Face mask and shit.
Yeah, or put it in your concrete. Throw it in there. Man, this guy's sick. I'll put nothing past this devil. It'd be shit that you wouldn't even. Why would he make this wicked? Hey, he got like a bar of soap. This motherfucker got pork in it. Yeah, all kind of abominations in it. Makeup. Oh Lord. That's why these women be bugging out. They put all that shit on their face, going right to the brain. Yep. Go ahead.
Yep. Back in Isaiah 34:3, their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood.
Yeah, you already have this thing coming off these people's carcasses and they're still alive. Hey, smell like a bag of Funyuns and shit. And the nigga just got out of the shower. Bro, what's wrong with you?
Imagine when all that fucking processed fluid start exploding the nigga when he just laying there dead. And then remember the movie was it Alien? where the goddamn alien came out the stomach. That's how these dead people gonna be just busting open.
Parasites.
With dairy and gluten.
And processed. Yeah, everything processed. You know, everything's processed that these people eat. They don't eat no raw foods. Blueberries. Nigga eat Skittles.
Niggas will be buying vegetables and fruits just to say they bought some, but that shit'll go around in the refrigerator.
And then even there, a lot of that shit, you know, that's why we need to be saved, man. This place is finished. You try to eat healthy, you got some goddamn chemicals in your vegetables.
You got maggots and shit. You got to look out for parasites.
You're wondering why this apple so damn shiny, and they put wax on it. I'm a vegan. Alright. You're malnourished, nigga. That's what you are, shit. Go ahead.
God, verse 4. And all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll.
That's that mushroom cloud. And that's what everybody in America is going to see that before they die. And the elect are going to see it from the heavens. You know, Lord's will be part of that number. Or as we go up, you know. As the three holy children, they came out of the fire untouched, unscathed. So, you know, as the fire's coming, the Lord bringing brothers up, you know. And they see you, and then they hit that besom of destruction, swipes their ass away in slow motion. Because they're going to be tormented. It ain't going to be a quick, easy death. You're going to be tortured with that fire.
Yeah, we're entering into the stages of the escalation of prophecy. So this destruction is going to escalate more and more. It's going to be different stages of destruction. The Lord has a torturous judgment set up for the wicked, man.
Yeah, the plagues.
Yep.
You're going to be tormented even before you get the ultimate torture. Bugging out, seeing apparitions, starving. Yeah, it's going to get bad. But guess what? We're going to be rejoicing.
And that's what you call the great notable day of the Lord.
The notable. Yeah, the day the earth stood still. That's going to be the day of the Lord. Because in the midst of World War, they're going to stop when the sky is filled with chariots and they see that big old father chariot. And then they just start zapping all the airplanes and the military bases. And, you know, and then everybody, the men of the Lord put people to flight. Yeah, the Lord's about to show out in the last, like I mentioned earlier, this is the climax. That we've entered into the climax of the movie, the best scene. Because the movie's about to be over, man.
And if I could add, that's how you can tell the Lord is about to flex. He's about to flex up on an ultimate level because look at the ability and the position he has put Esau Edom in. With his technology, the only way that we're going to be delivered out of here is by divine intervention. And we see the Lord is turning this up as the scriptures actually goes into. It's for the controversy of Zion, man.
And this devil got all kind of weapons you don't even know about, but you will, and they use it on you. You got robots, you know, so remember, RoboCop, that was real. Terminator, all that was telling you what they got coming, you know, but that's gonna fail. We're gonna punch a hole through a goddamn robot.
And that's why when you watch those movies like Men in Black, they have a secret division. That's like not even a top, like you gotta know some, like you gotta be introduced.
It's not even in the paperwork.
Exactly. And what it was to basically engage in so-called aliens and shit like that. And they had the weaponry, lasers, you know, like crazy type weaponry. Bro, Esau has that type of shit, bro. That's what we think. That's for the men of the Lord.
Yeah,
where the concept came from, you know.
He doesn't publicly. Well, he does publicly disclose it, but nobody knows about it because they don't look into the patents. People don't look into patents, but the patents are there, and they just weaponize it. And then what you gonna do about it? Shit, you don't know about it, but shit, yeah, like I said, they got rail guns. And some of these Navy ships are already using it, you know. Just worldwide, not just America. They got all kind of weapons that they just don't tell the average person about. But then, so how much more what they really got for the men of the Lord?
Exactly. Yeah, how shot.
Exactly. Space Force. They got a Space Force, man. And now they got a new force that Trump made for for the crypto shit, for AI force, some shit like that. Go ahead.
It says, Isaiah 34:4, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falling off from the vine.
Yeah, so that's the hosts is their armies, man, and the missiles. That's the Lord's army, but these armies are going to be. No, it's not even going to be a challenge. Let me see it real quick before you keep reading on that. I think it's Revelation 19. Let's see here. Yep, I think it's first. Okay, Revelation 19:19. And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. So there you go. That's them coming against the Lord. The beast and his armies, right, including America, that whore that rides upon the beast, and the kings, the rest of these nations and their armies are going to fight against the Lord and lose miserably. There's going to be an ass whooping. Go ahead.
Yep, a quick one just to back you up. Revelation 12:7, and there was a war in heaven, Michael and his angels.
Yeah, they're not talking about a mythological story where Zeus threw out Hades. Yeah, man, this is talking about in the sky. This is the war is going to be taken because there's different heavens, right? There's a conditioned heaven. There's this where the birds fly. Then you got the heaven space. All right, but in this heaven, it's talking about where where them planes were flying this morning, blowing shit up. But so, like the closest example of that is the Independence Day movie. But it ain't gonna be a back and forth thing. They're just gonna be trying to scared as hell, flying them jets and helicopters and just get destroyed. Zapped right out of the air. And what's the other one? World of Wars. Yeah. And he ain't gonna be running like it's an action movie. Escape. Go ahead.
Yep. Verse 7, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon.
Like I think it was Pastor Martin said last week, their camp video, the indoor one they did. He said, Archangel, he's the archangel of war. That's why the Lord sending him, all right, to stand up for the children of Israel, the elect. But that's he gonna send him. That's Yahweh Shai's general, pretty much, of war in the spiritual realm. But overall, Peter would be in the way. Right now, Peter, you know, is down here with us, you know, in the chains of darkness. But he's not, well, if he is in the heavens, he's waiting to be risen up again. But hey, he could be back, you know, because it's been a couple of generations since King Washai passed, you know. So he could be a young brother somewhere out there in his early 20s or something. But what, if you were born in 2006, you would be 20 years old right now. There's plenty of young brothers out there. Everybody, you know, speculate.
It says, and the dragon fought against his angels and prevailed not, neither was their place found anymore in heaven.
Yeah, prevailed not. And again, the dragon is the beast, and they said it, and the kings and their armies. So that's going to show you they're going to, well, in 2 Ezra 13 as well, they're going to join together, which, who was it, Ronald Reagan that said it? Yeah. So if the outside invader comes, and now Trump made a space force, you know, which they all, at the end of the day, they all working together, man.
Right.
You know, Donald Trump and Putin, them niggas was at Epstein Island together, you know, swinging on a hammock, yeah, freaking off with Diddy in the back somewhere. Yeah, a bunch of freaks. But we see the bigger picture because we know what the scriptures say. These people just think, oh shit, yeah, Trump and he don't like Putin or he don't like Maduro. Well, maybe they did kill him, maybe they did. Or maybe this nigga's laid up somewhere so they can put him on TV and make them see the movie. But we don't put it past the devil. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. Not saying, hey, if they kill him, We don't care. But we understand that there's a bigger agenda going on.
That's right.
Hey, the scriptures say it, Job 9:24, for the earth was given in to the hands of the wicked. So the wicked is ruling and governing the whole earth. Who's the wicked? Esau, Edom, the so-called white race, which we know to be the elite bankers, all right? Which the elite bankers, as they have a quote known as what? All wars are bankers' wars. So they already set up the whole infrastructure to govern the earth, taking over these lands, establishing their government and their puppet system. So now what you're seeing on a political level is nothing but propaganda. But it's all through the design of the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, as it says in Proverbs 21:1, that the king's heart is in the hands of the Lord.
The real people beefing are at least amongst themselves. Hey, fucking, Iran, nigga, the what is his name, the Ayatollah of Iran, beefing with Netanyahu. Okay.
They're fighting for who's gonna have the top position.
Exactly. Just like they did during the time of Alexander the Greek.
Yeah.
You know, that was smart. Yeah, you a bunch of devils, man. They can't even trust each other.
Yeah. Oh, I got you.
Real quick, because that's heavy. That's heavy because that's showing you that the Lord has wired their spirit to be self-destructive. Real quick, this is Revelations 6:4. And there went out power. It says, lucky, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword.
Yeah, that's the Esau. Right? He took peace from the earth. Right, the only motherfucker that's bringing world wars. Right? Killing each other. They kill each other. All right? They cause war. That's his MO, man. And ultimately, go ahead and read that.
This is the book of Malachi.
So this is the war to end all wars.
Book of Malachi, chapter 4, verse 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven.
And that's going to be the day of the Lord. Because when he show up, he's going to destroy all these armies and then destroy Babylon the Great. So everything, once the Lord destroys the armies and then destroys Babylon, everything else just goes down with it. Everything globally is going to crash. Literally. Everything's going to be set back 1,000 years back to the Stone Ages. Because there ain't going to be no more technology in the sense of what Esau gave you, which is really, the word technology really goes into an art, like a martial art, that would be considered technology. What you think is technology is killing you and making you stupider. How the hell is that the real technology? Go ahead, though.
It says, and all the proud, all that do wickedly shall be stubble.
And Esau, the proudest person on the planet, well, these Babylonians, man. The average American is proud for no damn reason. You pay your bills. You're confused. You send your children to be taught by a transformer. There's garbage everywhere, bums everywhere. But this is supposed to be a great country. And then Trump had the audacity in his speech to say, let's make Venezuela great again. How was it? Why does the Venezuela need to be made great? Because of the atrocities, the sanctions, and the tariffs that America has put up on them. The coup that they attempted. Make Venezuela great again. That's what China and Russia were trying to do. What are you talking about?
It says, and the day that cometh shall burn them up.
Again, the day of the Lord. What's that? Amos 5, to woe to them that desire the day of the Lord, to what it is unto you. Because when the Lord returns, a lot of people are going to die that very day. It's billions,
Yeah.
And even leading up to that day, there's going to be people getting butchered on a daily basis. And it's going to get to a point where they ain't even counting no more. How the fuck they going to count all the people dying when it gets to a certain point? The niggas counting going to be getting killed.
Saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall leave them neither root nor branch.
So even the very foundation of how this, the philosophies this place has been established on democracy, all that BS is done with. And literally nothing left of America. Except for the actual land itself, but that's going to become a desert. After that fire cools down, and who knows how long that'll be. But ultimately it'll still be uninhabited except for the desert creatures. You know? Right.
Real quick, this is Luke 12 and 49. I come to send fire on the earth, and what will I, if it be already kindled?
Yeah. That's what the Lord's coming to bring. But it's already going to be turned up before the Lord comes back. The Lord's going to come to put the icing on the cake, so to say, and bring the biggest destruction, you know? Because it's going to be destruction all around the world leading up to the day of the Lord. But guess what? It's still people going to be going about their business. You know, people, even in the midst of war, in the midst of chaos, Esau's going to have a route so you can supposedly get back to normalcy. You don't have to die. Just take this, and they come to our 15-minute city where it's blocked off from all the scumbags and criminals out there, you know? But, what's up? There you go, yeah. But you gonna need that? Yeah. Again. Because that's how people are gonna get it. The same way they got the sauce. But then what's gonna come? Fire. But that's what the Revelation 14, 9 through 10 prescribes for anybody that takes that mark. Is a guaranteed front row to a missile. Go ahead, on.
This 2 Peter 3 and verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night.
Start at 9. Start at 9.
This 2 Peter 3 and verse 9 says, the Lord is not slack concerning his promise.
Yeah, and that's what the Lord said. He promised this place a great altar, a great fire. It's going to be a great sacrifice. And that's promised. And the Lord ain't a man that he shall lie. Go ahead.
As some men count slackness.
Yeah, some people, they've been saying that since my grandma, the last day. They've been saying that since my grandma was a kid. Well, your grandma's been probably starved to death. Because the Lord is not slack concerning his promises. Though it tarry, wait for it, it shall surely come. And now it's here. The plagues have begun, right? As in Egypt, right? Back before. But these are going to be worse. And that had people, back then that shit had people shook. Scared to close their eyes. That thick darkness came and they were hearing rushing water. That ain't going to be nothing compared to what the Lord got prepared for you Egyptians, modern day Egyptians. Go ahead.
Says, but is long suffering towards not willing that any shall perish.
Yeah, ultimately to his all people. That's why he's long suffering. He's in that. You know, we see it as like, damn man, we wish we would have been out of here. But the Lord's long suffering. He's showing his mercy. You know, because he don't want all Israel to perish. He wants them to turn and repent. But he already knows they not. He created them like that for his purpose. You know, so he can get his story. This is his movie. You know, this is his will. Okay?
But that all should come to repentance.
Well, there you go. But we know, you know, precept upon precept, that the majority of our people will not repent. And see, people ain't gonna be honking and waving like this is a fucking parade. You don't know what happened this morning, man? You people need to be at home examining your lives and doing some push-ups because you're probably going to get drafted soon. Go ahead.
But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night.
Again, while people are literally going to be going about their business when the Lord returns. And there's other people who are going to be suffering. The majority of the people are going to be suffering. There's going to be people in Thailand just over there fishing on their little boat. You know, there's going to be certain places on the earth that's not going to be directly impacted by the World War, just like during World War I or II. You know, just going about their business. Might be at the marketplace in Peru. I was over there picking out apples. And then they see chariots all the time out there in South America. But then one day, the Lord is going to show up. Because again, you know, people remember during the Iraq or early 2000s, mid 2000s, people were just going about life, even the next day after 9/11. So people are just going to be going about their lives. Go ahead.
It says, in the which the heavens shall pass away with great noise.
Wait till you hear in person a hypersonic missile, or see these silos open up and shoot, start shooting the missiles off, and then the explosion itself, which you will hear, even if you don't see it, you're gonna hear it. Yeah, and then you're gonna see when that mushroom cloud go up. Go ahead.
And the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
Now, what is going to make elements? The elements themselves: oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, helium. What will make all those elements melt? Well, the missiles, the thermonuclear destruction. That's what. Go ahead.
It says, the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up.
Yeah, tying it with Malachi 4:1. Neither root nor branch. All the works, all this. And hey, it's the 250-year anniversary this year. But you're done. This is it.
July the 4th.
Yeah, it's on July the 4th, right?
Yep.
Oh, well, there's going to be some fireworks all right on July the 4th. Well, as well. Even before then, we're going to see some big things happening. Not saying the Duke's going to hit on July the 4th. You got to look what he said.
Yeah, I was
offers.
real quick. I was looking into the whole New Year's celebration shit going into Janus, and one of the things for Janus that also used to go out that they used to observe outside of January the 1st was January 9th. January 9th. This is of course during the Romans. They would do sacrifices on that day.
Lord's what they do it this year. Well, it was 6 days. See, 6. 9 upside down, 6 hot.
Hey, so you just had this whole thing in Venezuela take place. There might
be a tea attack coming.
Iran may come up next, or Cuba or something.
That, or they make a sacrifice here and blame it on somebody.
Yep.
Oh, see, we've been telling you there's whatever gang they've been saying that's coming from Venezuela. We told y'all they were here. Now they're gonna start. ICE is gonna turn up on you spics. Even more than they already are, because they kind of stopped reporting on what they're doing. Now we got bigger things to report on, like Maduro and the poor people in Israel. What the Ayatollah's doing to his own people. What do you mean? You don't remember all the protesters in America that used to get beat up and shot and run over? Yeah, what are you talking about? You're gonna go defend niggas that you don't even know? What happened to America first? That with the lie detector determined that was a lie. What the hell is kidnapping the president? How is that America first? Now you're just drawing into America into more conflicts.
Hey, real quick, because I typed this in earlier, just speaking on that whole thing, ChatGPT, I said, what are the legal repercussions of America's attack on Venezuela and the capture of Maduro today?
Yeah, because the other nations saying that's a international law,
Yeah, right?
They're violation here.
Real quick, which is why he didn't ask Congress.
They wouldn't approve it anyway.
Exactly. He's talking about it was a trigger reaction or some shit, where you can't just call up Congress and act, you just got to do it.
So what he's saying is fuck the Constitution. Yeah, bro. He don't care what people got to say. This is the cruel Lord, man. He does what he wants.
He wasn't authorized, so to say, to do that shit.
Yep.
By his party.
That's why the whole got different branches of the government to check and balances, vetoes and all that. Well, now under Trump it's just executive,
Right.
Executive orders, executive shots. He don't give a damn about Congress or the Senate.
And that's that division.
Yep.
That big separation.
And he don't care about the judicial system. They ruled against something he did. He don't care. He ain't gonna reverse it. All right. And the judge, the Supreme Court said that was a violation, and that nigga's still president, so it don't matter. Go ahead.
Real quick, because so I asked that, and it talks about the first points of the international law implications. It said a violation of sovereignty and UN Charter. The United Nations Charter generally prohibits one state from using force against another without Security Council authorization or clear self-defense grounds. So they obviously went in there with no basis of self-defense, no authorization.
Well, it was the fentanyl, huh?
Right.
But
Hey, it sounded like a Leonidas move.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
He went down there without the backing of Greece.
Yep.
You know?
So then, this is where it gets interesting. It said limited enforcement at the UN. It says in practice, the UN Security Council cannot impose sanctions on the U.S. for such an action because the U.S. holds veto power, meaning formal punitive action is unlikely.
And they're the top dog in the UN.
Yeah, so they can do whatever they want. They got the veto power.
Yeah, they're gonna send some woman to sit at the UN and give her a little speech. They don't give a fuck. The other nations are going to say, oh, we oppose it. Oh, what you going to do about it?
Yeah, so they can't get sanctions because they hold the power to veto the whatever they come to try to vote on it. They won't be able to do it.
So now, not only is according to the UN and others that your boy Bibi Netanyahu is a war criminal, and now your very president is a war criminal, which is already a felon. Yeah, he's already dead. And so it didn't just start there though. He been committing piracy, seizing ships, blowing fishing boats up.
Yeah. He was on the Epstein files.
He's a known PDF file.
Hey, real quick,
He's a criminal.
real quick scripture on that. Psalm 73 and verse 5 in the NLT. Psalm 73 and I'll start at verse 5 in the NLT. They don't have troubles like other people. They're not plagued with problems like everyone else. They wear pride like a jeweled necklace and clothe themselves with cruelty.
He's the cruel Lord.
Right.
He'll laugh. He'll say, yeah, you're doing a very good job. Yeah. No more fentanyl. Right. Niggas still strung out on the corner. And Maduro gone. Shit.
Verse 7, these fat cats have everything their hearts could ever wish for.
What version was that?
NLT.
Oh, NLT. Fat cats?
And the King James says their eyes stand out with fatness.
Yeah. And his eyes literally fucking watch it when they catch him unaware. It looked through. He looked like Garfield. Yeah. That's the fat cat. Garfield.
Verse 8, they scoff and speak only evil. In their pride, they seek to crush others.
Come on, man. He's the face of pride.
And they seeking to crush others. We read earlier in Habakkuk chapter 2 how they try to heap onto themselves nations. Well, now, not only do they do that, but they can do so with impunity.
Yeah, right.
Because they hold the veto power.
Until somebody takes a shot at the bully,
Right.
which they got to come together for all that. But, there's still prophecy. Prophecy got to unfold. That's why we're not hasty. Like, oh, let's just do something. Listen, it's up to the Lord to have it play out. There's still things that got to be unfold before Russia. Because once Russia gets involved with America, they're gonna have to nuke this place.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Ain't no gonna be no. Where they gonna fight? They're gonna meet in Africa and fight. They're gonna meet in Venezuela and fight. No, they just gonna fight with them nukes.
Hey, and it's heavy because, what was it? Yesterday they had put out that Elon Musk 2026 is doing mass rollouts of the Neuralink.
Yeah.
So that's a major sign that we at the end of this thing.
AI.
Once that chip comes, like the Elder Apostle Tahar says, it's gonna be days, weeks till them missiles fucking fly, man.
The Lord gonna make a speedy riddance. What's after the hour of temptation is gonna be speedy, all right, and then the missiles is gonna make easy work out of this place. Yeah, talk about SWIFT. The financial infrastructure is about to be done away with, but the Lord gonna give you the new SWIFT and bring the best of the destruction.
Yeah, more. Yep, just jumping down to verse 16, Psalm 73, verse 16 in the NLT. So I tried to understand why the wicked prosper, but what a difficult task it is. Then I went into your sanctuary, O Most High, and I finally understood the destiny of the wicked. Truly, you put them on a slippery path and send them sliding over the cliff to destruction.
They're gonna be sliding. Remember, like in
Slippery slope.
the banana peel. Whoop.
Yep.
Yeah, Esau, he running right to it because he's so proud. He not watching where he's walking,
Yep.
and he gonna end up falling in his own snare.
But as the scriptures say that in Job that he shall be in straits.
Yep.
You know, he
Every
gonna be
hand
in
of the wicked shall be against him.
Yep.
We're going into the laborers, and pretty much the people that Esau, chiefly Amalek, has put to subjection, which is the whole world at this point, and his own people included. And fucking, that's sad. You got your own people. Here it is. You own the whole world. You got all the resources, and you got a bum Edomite. That's pathetic.
Verse 19, in an instant they are destroyed, completely swept away by terrors. When you arise, O Lord, you will laugh at their silly ideas as a person laughs at dreams in the morning.
There you go. It's comical. Because this devil's so prideful, he actually thinks all this shit is working. Not knowing that he's just going to this according to the scripts.
Yep.
You know, the playbook or the what they call it, the script, for a movie. Call it out.
This is 2nd Ezra 15 and verse 5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction.
Yeah, so you know the plagues, man. As said in the Apocrypha, the Lord will strike Egypt with plagues as before. Right? So the Lord is systematically breaking down what we call Babylon the Great, aka America. Okay? Egypt. The Lord is breaking this place down, man. Okay? And ultimately what? It's going to lead to the end. The demise, the destruction of this place. As the Lord is breaking down the financial system. Esau, Edom's, his credibility, all right, is waning. Nobody believes him. Right? Everybody's questioning these things. All right? It came a point in time where, you know, and that's why he put out that big campaign about truthers, conspiracy theorists. You know, he pushed that agenda very heavy. And it worked for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? People be like, oh yeah, this guy's a conspiracy theorist. He's extreme. But at the same time, you know, we live in a time of prophecy where truth is going to unfold itself. So all the crazy shit, hey, that guy's crazy. People are now inquiring about, like, damn, let me listen to him. You know what I mean? That's just the truth. Especially if you so-called initiated like us, right? We listening to those the few videos that nobody really listens to. Everybody fanning it off. Oh, that's bullshit. Nah, that ain't true. That's the ministry wrapped up in itself. Those guys are crazy. Those guys, nah, bro. If you really in the know, you really in the mix, you really in the spirit, those guys got the truth. So we no longer like concerned about, well, damn, only 3 people watching it. So the Lord has revealed so many things unto us that we know, like, this is the truth. I don't give a fuck if nobody watched it. You convinced of the gospel. Like, that's true. You know what I'm saying? You fully convinced because you see it. It's like, yo, how can you continue to question this shit, man? It's real. What's really been hitting me heavy is that that shit off the government's website. Ooh, the 6G rates. That's really what's like really like confirmed it. Like bro, y'all ain't got shit to say. We already believed it. But when this nigga said that he implantable technologies, oh yeah, that just don't do nothing but solidify everything we've been telling people. Right. From when we first came into the truth. Hey, the chip, yeah. You take the chip. Yeah, y'all niggas crazy. Oh yeah, good shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't see many times of those type of encounters, man. It's June. You know, bro. How can you deny this shit? And he said within 12 months. Yeah. He gave a time span within 12 months that he want these things basically to be in effect, man. And so implantable technology, as you just said about Elon Musk. He's going a big wave of Neuralink. He's being pushed out. Bro, this could literally be the year. That's why this is the year of exposure. Agents, sellouts, whatever, because it's going to be made known when that chip, exactly, is implemented. That's going to be the catalyst for everything, man. That's why we push that so heavy, bro. But go ahead.
It says, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth.
Exactly. Wickedness has exceedingly. It has exceeded, man. What it means to exceed, it goes further. Exceed further. You're exceeding. Right? So you got wickedness, but it has exceedingly polluted our whole earth. Basically, in simplest terms, it did more than what it was supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Even though we know it's all ordained by the Lord, but it did more than what it was supposed to. Like, damn. That's why when you read Genesis, the 6th chapter, if somebody can get there real fast, right? Because this is the second death. This is the first death. When you read that chapter, you see the Most High repented. You use that terminology, repented on you know what he created. Go ahead.
This is Genesis 6 and 5. And Yahweh saw that wickedness of man was great in the earth.
So this is talking about during the time of Noah. Right? The first death when the Lord flooded the planet Earth. Which again, the Bible records it. When you go to the Egyptian hieroglyphs on their walls and shit, it recorded a flood. When you go to the Moabites, the so-called Chinese, they're number 8. They're number 8. The character is shaped like a boat. So what? 8 people on a flood. So multiple civilizations and cultures recorded a flood, man.
Right.
The scriptures also too. Okay, so again, faith is that. Hebrews 11:1. Real quick, off the shot. Go tell us what faith is, man. And you people wondering why we out here. Go ahead.
Real quick, also they got now the elder priest is going into faith, believing in it, but Yahweh Shai is so cold with it that he gave us evidence in real life. Like when you go to Mount Ararat, you see the boat on the top, and it's when the scientists, right, these Edomite scientists, when they studied the wood, it's the same wood that Noah used, that gopher wood, to build the ark. So we got evidence in real time too. So if you can't see it, the Lord is not dealing with you.
Go ahead.
This is the book
The
of
same
Hebrews.
thing with a crime, right? With a crime scene, you gather what? Evidence. You investigate, you gather all this, and then what? You go to the judge and you present everything. Because the detective, he wasn't there, right? So all of us, everybody on this planet Earth is considered a detective. All right? Why? Because what? A detective gathers information and learns. Everybody is in that position, starting from a child, born as a child, where you gather information and you learn, right? So that detective, basically, he gathers that information, then what? He presents it to a judge. Was the judge there? No. Was the detective there? No. Right? But all these things are presented, the evidence is presented, and then everybody comes up with a conclusion. That's what the detective, he studied this side, studied that side, like a murderer, whatever the case may be. Why did he die? And then what they go, you see it's throughout the movies. You go to, you know anybody that he was beefing with, or whatever the case may be, this, that, and third. Oh, he did get into it with a guy previously, then they go to that guy, and they go to that guy. You gather evidence. An investigation. Exactly. So then you come to a conclusion that, this guy was murdered unjustly. So that's your evidence. So you come and you present it to the judge, right? And then the judge, you present all the evidence to the judge. Whether you got to defend it, and then what? And then a judgment is made based off of what? All the evidence, right? So that's what. Again, none of those people were there, right? But they gathered the evidence and then came up with a conclusion to the matter. Now, all right. So again, you didn't see it. You literally didn't see it. What happened, right? Oh, we wasn't there when Moses received those 5 books, in his lifetime, and he wrote them down. Well, we weren't there, so how do you know that? Oh, well, that's the real books of Moses, and how do you know that, right? But again, all the evidence we've gathered, the Lord has revealed to us, and we like, the Bible, the scriptures is true, man. Go ahead, real fast.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 11, and verse 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
Exactly. What we hope for, man. Shit, get up out of this. That's Jake's main prerogative, is to make it out of the hood. That form of salvation, right? Right? The substance of things hoped for, because wow, we've been put in a bad position, man. We was born in hell, so to say. You know what I mean? Everybody looking for a better life. Again, which one word sums it up, salvation. Okay? So the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen, man. That's what faith is. So here it is, we the last times we gathered the information, man. And again, we couldn't, that's how you know faith is a gift. Because even again with the chip, you couldn't see the chip back then, but it made sense. You saw it. It made sense. Definitely whatever, however long, the longer you've been in, like apostles. You know, the chip, you couldn't, it was nowhere in sight that one day a chip would you know, be made mandatory, you know, on a physical sense. Right. People still using cash and checks, whatever the case may be, right? When they was during that time, but they saw it. So to show you, like, how can you come up with that then? That's the faith, the gift the Lord has given those men to see it. That faith to Abraham.
Right.
It tell you that in Hebrews. He said, even against faith, believe. So even when he saw he was up in age, no way he could have a baby. No way Sarah could have a baby. Her womb was old. But he still believed. That's faith. That's a powerful spirit, a gift, man.
I got something for you.
Go ahead.
Same verse, but in the AMP. This is Hebrews 11:1 in the AMP. Now faith is the assurance, title deed, confirmation of things hoped for.
Exactly. Again, name all the attributes. It's a what?
The assurance.
The assurance. So why are you so assured that? I don't know. I just believe. It's like something put on you.
That's right.
Like you feel it. Like
Yeah.
what makes you so assured? You just feel it. I know this is true.
Right.
And that's how we all felt when we heard the truth.
Yeah, well, the Lord is the living power.
Exactly.
He gave us his sure word.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The sure mercies of David said sure.
Yeah. So we heard it.
And expected in.
Yeah. We heard it and believed. We were sure that what we heard was true, man.
Yeah.
We were sure of that.
Yeah, because he breathed into us his spirit, which his spirit is connected to the faith, which is connected to what? The spirit of prudence. This is all like our spiritual cells that through the spirit the Lord displays. That faith that we have been gifted is the Lord's vision. He has given us the ability to foresee the day of evil, and now we have submitted to hiding ourselves under his sanctuary, under his protection. You know? So I'm going to show you. Hebrews 11:1 in the AMP. Now faith is the assurance, title, deed.
The deed, the title, the deed, like here it is.
It's yours.
Right, it's yours. You sign all the paperwork, and that confirms, like, yo, that's yours.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying faith is. Faith confirms that what you see and what you believe is true. Like, yeah, because what, we looking for the king out, it ain't king yet.
Right.
But the faith is that deed, like, yo, he coming.
Yeah.
The kingdom, all that's gonna be here, you know?
And the cherry on top is the spirit of Yahushua that gives us our mind's eye to be open to be able to see these things in our mind.
Yeah.
We have the
Exactly,
foresight.
Yeah.
Like brothers like to use that word. We have that foresight to be able to see it before it actually comes to play.
Yeah, that's that 1 Corinthians 2 and 10. The scripture says that no man can know a man's mind, but only you can know the Lord's mind because he has given you his mind. That's why the scripture says, I has not given you the spirit of the world. I have given you a different spirit. Ephesians 1 and 13, it says, for you heard the word of truth, you believe, and ye were sealed with the Holy Spirit of promise, which is your earnest of your expectation. So it's a spirit that was sealed within specific vessels that fear the Lord. Once you fear the Lord, he searched your soul out. He searched the reins of men. Once he searched you out and detected your sincerity, he sealed you to be protected, man. That's what the priest is going into. What we've seen manifest is what we believe. What we have believed before we seen it manifest was showing that our unseen power not only truly exists, but he's known by judgment. And that's what he's doing. He's judging the earth to bring in our deliverance, man. You know?
That's why we're able to speak boldly, more boldly and boldly, because what he said, we're close to this is happening. You know, it's happening, man. You know, to the point we ain't gonna be no more longer prophesying because it's gonna be taking place, bro.
Right.
You know, like we always use analogy, that's like saying it's gonna rain when it's already raining. It's like, yo, everybody know that now, bro.
Hey, they said they were during the time of Noah. And that's how we know the Lord is getting ready to shut the doors for us to be out here teaching, because it's getting too easy to prophesy now.
Right.
Anybody can come out here and clearly see what's happening and say, yeah, look, it's calling themselves prophesying. So the Lord's gonna have to shut the door so that the true prophets are no longer found. And then the things that we've been said start to even more come to fruition. Because the Jacob's trouble, a lot of these people ain't prophesying that because they don't want the trouble to come.
Or the ship.
Or the chip, yep. But the Lord's gonna have to start because it's getting too easy. You know, we say that humbly, and I mean it in the sense of like the brother just said, these things are happening now. The mark of the beast, the infrastructure for everything as far as that goes, is being set up before our very eyes. If you just have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, you can understand how it's being set up. The war of Armageddon, that's being set up as well. We see the setup for the Revelation 17 happening with the allies of the whore turning against her and shooting her and burning her with fire. We see that setup being happening.
Let's get this real fast. Just to back up my answer. You got it.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 13 and verse 16. But blessed are your eyes, for they see.
So again, that trained eye, whatever field you in, and you seen that whatever type of thing you learn, whatever hobby you get into, right? That world like opens up to you. You know, whatever it is you get into. You know, you into cars, right? You notice certain things that the average person wouldn't notice about cars. Right. You know, because your eyes your mind been opened up to it. You will see the knowledge of whatever it is, you just notice certain things like, oh shit. You get into whatever hobby you get into, like, oh, and then you notice certain things people don't know because they didn't get into that hobby. Right. So again, the end times, right? We've been studying. The Lord gave us the signs, and that's why He say, "What shall be the prophets always ask? What shall be the signs that I come in?" So that's what we've been studying. We've been looking. So we have a trained eye, a trained mind to recognize the signs of the end, which is why right now we like, oh shit, you don't see this, you don't see everybody like. You know, like, what are you talking about? It's like, bro, it's here, look.
And people ask the question, why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? Well, we've been saying why. Yeah. So now we're just gonna sit back and laugh.
Right. Exactly.
Shit, I don't know.
Exactly. That's the spirit we in now. It's like, bro, you so confirmed and confident in what you believe. It's like, bro, I don't even gotta say I told you so. I ain't even like, bro, I'm just gonna let this shit play out, and then when you come to me,
yeah. Well, that's what you're gonna get it. That's what it's fulfilling. It's fulfilling to go to the sellers and buy. Right. Yeah. Because right now we like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't.
And I'm not finna open up that window how I always used to, trying to save you. Hey man, look, you don't see what's going on, or you try to open them up, let them know, right?
Go to the sellers and buy it.
All them years we've been doing that. It got to a point where the spirit on us like, I don't like my young said. I don't know what's going on. You tell me. You tell me what's going on.
I'm trying to tell you.
Go ahead, huh?
This is Ezekiel 3 and verse 26. And I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, that thou shalt be dumb, and shalt not be to them a reprover, for they are a rebellious house.
Exactly. So the Lord got the doors closed on some of you, man. Straight up.
Or we just gonna play dumb.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you hear what happened? What happened?
and they asking you that because they know you know.
You know what happened.
You always speak about this type of stuff. Well, you so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or the Lord literally make you can't. You try to tell them, but you can't.
Right.
That's why we know is if you run into us, the spirit of the Lord got to be on us to be like, okay, yeah, I'll tell you, or to open up to you. Right. If not, I just feel it, bro. You out, you out of here, bro.
Yeah. I confirmed that when the disciples asked him, why speakest thou? Because it is given unto you to know the mystery. So the Lord always only, like you just said, he broke it down to them privately. But to everyone else, he didn't go and breaking it down. Why? Because they weren't going to get it anyway. And it wasn't meant for them at the end of the day. So at this point, and the timeline of the Lord, we get to the point to where we are seasoned enough to know whether you're going to get it or not. Especially if you've been around for a while and you still ain't got it.
Let's say we do tell you, but we'll just tell you in a way you're still not going to understand it. They're about to tell you in parabolic ways or biblical terms usually. What you say, or the Lord just take it right out of you once you walk away. And we've seen it happen for years. And he's stuck learning from us and then go on about his business, never to be seen again.
Right. Yeah, because the Lord has to grant you access. That's the thing. The Lord has to give you that faith. That's why the scriptures say, he that hath ears to hear and eyes to see. That spiritual eyes and them spiritual ears has to be given. And that's the body of faith. You know? I can finish this for you?
Yeah. Let him finish that. Bless your eyes.
All right,
The book of Matthew, chapter 13, verse 16. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear.
Right, because now you understand that what? There's a separation in spirits, man. All right? As the elder priest Mayim just mentioned, that scripture that what? The Lord in Matthew the 13th chapter, Mark the 4th chapter, that he permitted, he actually approved for certain spirits to receive the keys to the kingdom. All right? To receive that understanding. Isaiah, the 9th chapter, the 6th verse, also speaks about how there is an angel. No matter whether we break it down to you plain upon tables and parables, if the Lord ain't sent you to get this understanding, the spirit of truth, if you a malicious soul, Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 4, then this truth is not going to resonate nor dwell within you, man. You know?
And if I might add too, the scriptures tell you in what is that, Sirach, it tells you that as his ways are plain unto the holy, so are they stumbling blocks to the wicked. So if you can't see it with all the evidence we have on the mark of the beast, with all the information we have, you can't see it, it says a lot about your character. It says that you're wicked. You know, are you sold out?
That's the signs of a cult, Doc.
Yeah.
But we say, oh, well, if you don't get it, then you're wicked.
That's a cult, brother.
No, but then the Messiah was in a cult. Yeah. And we'll gladly follow after the Messiah, because he was telling people, look, if you don't get it, then what he say? If they don't receive you, then they receive me, not me. And if they receive not me, they receive not him who sent me.
Cult just means worship anyway.
Right.
Yeah, we are in a cult. We worship Yahweh Shem outside.
Right. God of the Bible.
It emphasizes a lot heavier. It's all about an elect, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
it's like everybody ain't gonna get it. Like, even though it's truth, with truth you think everybody know 1 + 1 is 2. Like, that's something acknowledged amongst the public. Like, yeah, it's accepted. Yeah, it's accepted.
Well, that's why it's like the truth is stranger than fiction.
Exactly. Hey, that spirit, because when y'all left, we talking about, those guys that nobody want to listen to, or only get 2 views or no views at all. Bro, them the ones that really have the truth, bro.
And that's even stranger than a fiction book.
Yeah.
Like, people will believe Harry Potter before they believe what we got to say.
And bro, you see that in life examples itself. Yeah. Like, the truth is people's like, nah, it's too good to be true.
Yeah.
Like, nobody will ever accept that. Like, the one dude on, brother probably ran to a dude on the shorts. Hey, guy, an ounce of gold, you want? You want it?
Yeah.
And one guy, ounce of gold, ounce of gold.
Yeah.
And people be like, because why they think it's just something attached to it. And he's like, no, it's just free. It's just free. Like, he's like, what? No, it's free. 3 ounces of gold. And and they walk right by it. That's what the truth is, bro.
It's like truth is selling out. We're giving it away.
It's like no way they can have the truth. No way they can have the truth. That's, bro. And we have, again, the we have that mindset. Like, the truth can be just that simple, that rare, it's right there in your face. That's possible. It ain't like it impossible, bro. Go ahead, real fast.
You would brief more?
You say you have something to go over? Yeah.
This is Hebrews 4:2. For unto us was the gospel preached, as well as unto them.
Exactly. So unto us was the gospel preached, the curriculum, so to say. This is the true meaning of the Lord. This is his true name. This is how he looks. This is he only coming for them. And it's simple. Like, These guys have the, that's why I say 100% true. These guys have the correct understanding of the Bible. That simple. And that was presented to the people, you know?
Yeah, exactly. He said unto them as well.
Yeah.
So that's why Yahushua he would speak publicly. That's why you got to come out here on the highways and byways, put up videos, so all may hear. You know, that's why the Lord, when they grabbed him up, he said, I will teach you with y'all daily. They act like I was a criminal hiding in the bushes or something. So that's why we got to come out in the chief place of concourse, so everybody may hear. Because we can't identify who the elect is. The word is the one that's going to sift everybody, you know, so to say.
But the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it.
Exactly. So that key ingredient.
Yeah.
So you heard it, but that spirit, that juice wasn't on you when you heard it to support the prophet. So it just bam, it hit, but it didn't do nothing. And then nothing initiated. You wasn't anointed. You know, the anointing, you didn't have oil, and you didn't enlighten it. Because you need oil in order to light that lamp. Right? Got to be oil in there, and then bam, and that's the fuel that keeps it. So it hits you because the word is like fire, is power. But wasn't in there for nothing in there for the ignite because you wasn't anointed, bro. You wasn't one of them anointed spirits. There's no oil.
That's the thing. If you don't have access to the Holy Spirit, you'll never understand it.
Right. That's what Elder Gabar always says. Yep. So the access to the Holy Spirit, you don't have the oil. Simply. You don't have the oil, so you can't understand it.
Some have more portions than others, but as long as you got that oil, you're good. Because some lamps are bigger than others, but as long as that lamp is full of oil, you're good. You know what I'm saying? But if you run out of oil, your lamp wasn't full, you'll run out of gas or not even start. You know? And that's the Holy Spirit, which, because, you know, there'll be believers that they're not going to know a breakdown of Revelation 18 or, you know what I'm saying, so on and so forth, but they'll believe they had enough oil that the Lord gave them, you know, to believe. That's that ingredient, faith. You either have it or you don't.
Finishing off, Hebrews 11:1 in the AMP. Now faith is the assurance, title deed, confirmation of things hoped for.
Yeah, because something can happen, right? Meaning these events actually happen. You get quiet, they record it. And the scriptures is the historical document. It's the one and true and the only record, man. Right? Of what happened. Okay? So, yeah, these things happen. It's like somehow you don't really confident in it. Like you make that payment and to say that confirmation, then they give you a confirmation number. So you call, you pay your bill. Oh yeah, your bill's blah blah blah. But you never get a confirmation. You ain't confident in that because it wasn't confirmed. Like, damn, did my payment go through? Or did somebody take it? Or what? But when you get that then you can be like, yo, if that shit nothing happened, hey, I got a confirmation number right here. I paid. This, I can prove it. This is my number. So that's the faith. The faith is the confirmation, our proof, the evidence of the words of the Lord that He's is true, man.
Right.
Again, it stamped it. It made make sense. It made you able to grasp it, man. Made you able to believe it. That's the point again. A lot of people heard it, but they didn't believe it. Hearing is one thing, believing is another, bro.
Well, that's what they say.
Seeing, you know?
People say seeing is believing, but it really begins with hearing.
Exactly. And some people see it and still don't believe it. Like chick cheating on you, you see it. Nah, she ain't. No, she ain't true. That ain't true. Like, oh, look. That's my baby. It's right here. What more evidence do you need? She clearly texted. Whatever, dog. Right. All right, cool, man. You just don't believe it. Hey, you under a strong delusion.
Right. Damn.
That love spell, and that's what the the Satan and say the God of this world has blinded them. So that's what happened. Like you've been a champ and has been put on you to the point you see that even now.
Hypnotized.
Yeah, we can show you like, yo, bro, the 6T race. Implantable technologies, brother. That's what I've been telling you. Look, this Lamar. The White House got because why you so in love with that woman? And John, in Revelation, like that whore. She's still beautiful. You still, even though you see she ain't shit. She done took all your money.
Yeah.
You got
burned.
You got burned. You see she ain't shit. Well, you just like, nah.
Turns out she's a prostitute.
I still love that bitch, man. She good to me.
Right.
And that's 2/3 of our people. They're like, bro, the Esau Edom, he ain't shit, bro. He's finna get you to get the chips. He's finna kill you. He's finna get you to give up your birthright.
And this shit,
I love that
and the thing is, he's talking about to speed all that up. That process, Operation Warp Speed, it wasn't just for the jump shot. You know, that was a prerequisite, so to say, for this what's about to come now. You're gonna apply that same Operation Warp Speed to it, with the infrastructure for that market to be system, and then ultimately to where they fast track to start jabbing people up. This shit's gonna happen quick. I'm not talking about a day or two, but you know, there's 2026 is going to be a very interesting year.
Finishing off. Yep, Hebrews 11:1, AMP. Now faith is the assurance, title deed, confirmation of things hoped for, divinely guaranteed, and the evidence of the things not seen, the conviction of their reality. Faith comprehends as fact that cannot be experienced by the physical sense. So it says faith is the comprehends as fact what cannot be experienced by physical sense. So you know when you sense something,
Yeah,
and then
fleshly. That's fleshly.
Yeah.
These things have to be spiritually discerned.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so here it is. You know, that's his faith, man. And the faith is now, it says there's conviction. What we believe, it says, look, that's heavy, bro. It said, look, it says, divinely guaranteed in the evidence of things not seen, the conviction of their reality. What we believe that's now manifesting in these Psalms is the conviction of their reality. Now they starting to feel it. Now they starting to see it. Now they want to get humble. You know, you starting to see Jake from these different camps that was looking at us with an evil eye, just like how they looked at the Lord due to the misguidance of the wicked scribes and Pharisees. All right, but they was looking at us with an evil eye. You see those Jakes in these other camps. The Lord is starting to wake up, where they're starting to gravitate to the apostles, elders, and brothers' channel. You know.
Yeah. You notice that in the, on this worldly set. You hear something bad about somebody, then you actually get to know him. You're like, damn, you ain't so bad. What, people were jealous of him, envious of him. Yeah. That's how the other camps is.
Yeah. That's spelled.
Jealous and envious. Because we know real quick, that's why they, Pontius Pilate, that's why they delivered Yahushua up. Out of envious. Of who he was, out of the power. And what's the power we have? Prophecy, the prophesy, man. So the other camps are envious, like, and ChatGPT said it. A great millstone, a camp of prophets, man. They go heavy to the prophecy. They're scholars, this, that, and the third. And you looking like, jealous, like, how could they, they got it. They got the light. They got it, bro. Just simply put, they have it. Right? That's where that jealousy comes in, the slander comes in. Right? Because you just don't like that person, you don't like that individual. So that's why you slander them. So you don't want nobody going to them. They finally got the truth, and that's why the wicked scribes and Pharisees, basically it was like, this notable miracle that he did, or roughly paraphrasing, every man will go and worship him, and they'll leave us, we'll leave our position. then we basically we won't be worshipped.
Yeah.
We won't be the popular ones no more. So we basically gotta get rid of all this.
Slander them.
Slander them. You gotta stop them.
And to the point where you gotta pay niggas to make shit up. And it still didn't work.
To the point you just had them murdered.
Yeah.
The only way to get, we just gotta get rid of them, kill them.
Hey, well, I think he was it was Andrew Tate that said it. He was like, first they smear your name, they slander you, then they arrest you, and if none of that works, then they just kill you.
You won't stop. You the fame or whatever.
Right.
You just gonna just kill us.
Right.
That's why they wanted Lazarus. They wanted to get rid of Lazarus too. Right? Because he was like a key component of the power of Yahweh Shai and his disciples. Because he was written like, yeah, they said roughly so many words. We got to get rid of Lazarus too, man.
And you know, Yahweh Shai was fucking up their money because they was making money off of Israel.
Off their ignorance.
Yeah, exactly. So they saw Yahweh Shai like, oh, nah, you fucking up our pockets. Yeah, nah, can't have this happen.
And that's why that's why I say ye are your father the devil. Because Esau Edom would do that. You fucking up his money, shit, he just gonna kill you, man. It's that simple. You fucking up his money, he's gonna kill you. That's how Esau Edom rolls. That's why you got so-called unalivings of political figures and presidents and shit.
Right.
The doctor is the one. Right? They messed up his money. You gotta go. John F. Kennedy, you know why he was unalive? Right? The greenback, he put the power basically of the money into the people, man. Going against the elites at that time. Right? Which Abraham Lincoln did something similar. Okay? And the elites, they
shot his ass.
yeah, the elites was heavily into this, man. They've been controlling this shit from the beginning, bro. Oh, that's mine. No battery. Yeah, but Esau will unalive you by this money, bro. You know?
He show you that he the real nigga.
Yeah, exactly.
The original nigga. The original nigga.
Who was he?
I got a picture of
Hey, that's like Canis. He go to man Cain. He's envious of his
Right?
brother.
Because he gave up a more sacrifice. Which goes to show you, it wasn't an actual sacrifice. It was the elect. He was that chosen line because it was what's inside him that produced. He was jealous of that. Like, he was a righteous man. He actually gave the correct offering. Right? But it was something that he was envious of it, jealous, because he gave a more better sacrifice. Right? There's the spiritual meaning behind that. Okay? So that's why Esau, Edom, other nations. Well, the righteous, the wicked is always envious of the righteous. Oh, he think he just all that. Like it's a spirit of jealousy that just hops on a person of the flesh, and it's just like, well, hey, you gotta acknowledge they right. That's really what's happening right now. You gotta acknowledge that, yeah, they right. People don't like that shit. It takes a different kind of spirit to be acknowledged, like, yeah, you're right. It takes humility, humbleness.
And you gotta acknowledge that in many ways we're just better than you. You gotta say the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor.
Yeah.
Because that shit hurts people. Like, that nigga can't be better than me. We need to make ourselves like this shit.
You can't be doing the right thing. It was Wisdom Solomon's 5th chapter.
I got this one right here. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 49. Like as a whore envieth a right, honest, and virtuous woman.
Exactly. And that's it. And that's how they feel concerning great millstone from our apostles on down. Envious. Because you know what we're doing is right. So, and that's what happened with Fallout. They just come out and just say it.
Right.
Just do it. Yeah, they teaching this wrong. They teaching that wrong. They teaching that wrong. They teaching that wrong. It's like the whole gospel now.
You want to change it.
It's just all about great millstone and what we going off. Esau, Edom don't matter no more. The prophecies, the destruction don't matter no more. Right? Yeah. That matters. But just on how we was wrong.
Right.
Because in a way, you see that they doing that's them trying to justify themselves.
That's what it is.
If we wrong, then what? They got to be right. That's how I view it. And like Elder Mahar said, this is the whole thing about this. Somebody is wrong and somebody is right.
And that's why it says in Romans 3 and 4, you shall be justified by thy saying. If we tell you what it is, then it's going to be known who the prophets are, you know.
Yep.
They shall be known.
And again, that takes humility. Because if the knowledge somebody is right, by default it makes them superior. You know, so you gotta like, yeah, you're right, you got it. You gotta basically humble yourself down and bow down the head. Not a lot of people are willing to do that, bro. That's why we say a lot of these men got a spirit of a woman on them. Proud as hell. Especially the nigga woman. Accountability. She didn't want to take no accountability that she was wrong. That she the reason why shit fucked up, or she the reason behind this, she the reason behind that. That takes a special spirit, bro. And that's the spirit that's in elect. Because we recognize the life we living, everything that's going by was wrong. And that we filthy. And we need clean. We need help. That's why we out here. Right? Exactly. We know that takes humility, bro. I'm out here to make myself look like a fool, bro, because I'm wrong. I was wrong. I was wrong, man. You know what say, seek him 10 times more? Like, yeah, I was wrong, Lord. It's on my head. Yeah. You know, it gets better after a while, you know, you get out there, but it's embarrassing. You know, at first, it's humiliating. What? You're wrong. And that's the spirit the Lord wants you in. He wants you to broken and contrite spirit. Without the Lord won't despise that. So it takes humility to come out here, bro. That's why the Lord said He's gonna be with us.
Yeah, and you know, guys are just carnal because you know you got these guys that are set up that don't want to, you know, adhere to the doctrine of Great Millstone and the elder apostles, and it's really because you're not spiritual. You think you like humbling yourself down to just some man. No, if the Lord set up prophets, so you humbling yourself to the words of Yahweh Shemi Awashad, which that's what guys are not doing. They don't want to humble themselves to the prophet. When you humble to the prophet, you really humbling to the Lord.
Exactly. And the king even humbled himself to the prophet. The king will go to the prophet to see what the Lord had to say. The prophet has superiority over the king. You know? That's the power of it. That's the Lord's vessel. That's the Lord has chosen that man, not something that he did, not because he's just a chosen vessel of the Lord. The Lord just so happened to choose that man to be his mouthpiece on the planet Earth. And you gotta respect that.
The prophets even anoint the king. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord's talking to the prophets. You know? And talking with everybody. And he might, you know, but most people ain't gonna, they're gonna still have to go to the prophet to get the interpretation of the dream.
So you gotta accept that. Great millstone, GMSTampa, the Lord is dealing with it. That's why the Lord is not dealing with the IUIC. You know, he like the Lord ain't dealing with them. Because why? He see they don't got the truth.
Watch what they gonna do. Like the Lord, he be saying, watch what the Lord gonna do to the IUIC.
But they going on. They not preaching, man. What the Lord said, man. That's why it's so heavy on the spirit.
And now it's getting quicker. Now things starting to happen quick when we say it. Like Paul Tahar said that dude was gonna drop dead into a diabetic coma. What's his name?
Prince of the Fire.
Prince of the Fire. Yeah. Say you might come up to a can of skull, you put a curse on you, you drop dead right in front of us. People go, oh shit, we got it all on camera. Motherfucker drop dead. You might be live on one of his little classes that you be doing.
Yeah. Talking about announcing the name of Yahweh Shai.
Oh, right on, sitting down.
That'd be beautiful.
So we'll praise the Lord.
All right, this is 2nd Ezra, chapter 15 and 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy which I will put in thy mouth.
So, exactly. Speak down to people the words of prophecy which I will put in thy mouth. This is Ezra's the Levite, right? You know, he's a prophet of the Lord, a priest. The tribe of Levi. All right, and he says, speak thou in the ears of my people. And I was telling you. speaking to him and telling what's about to happen. And when, again, at one point, Israel, we acknowledge the prophets. But when you go into the diaspora, Jeremiah 17:4, us continuing away from our heritage that the Lord gave us. Well, when you go back in the past of our heritage, we acknowledge the prophets. There's, again, evidence in the scripture. Does thou comest peacefully? It was a time where we acknowledged the prophets, man. But we lost that. Which is beautiful. Again, the Lord raised up the elect. The elect received the understanding, like, oh shit, these are prophets of the Lord. They were highly reverenced in the ancient world. Like we received that culture back. Like, yeah, we got we got to listen to them, but that's who God's speaking to. Because they running Romans what? 3 and 31? No, is it? What did Israel have? No, Romans 11.
Yep.
11.
I'll get it for you.
Come on, go ahead.
And that's why I think it's the second Ezra says they have seen no prophet. They just look at us like we're just some ordinary guys. We're bugged out people on the corner. Because like you said, that's not in that culture. Now that you say prophet, they thinking about money. You know what I'm saying? They're not thinking about some guys that are going to come to you in the name of the Most High.
Yeah.
You know?
That this is God speaking to you. Like, again, even us, we have to remind ourselves constantly. Like, hey, brother, that could be the spirit, the spirit on you, brother. I know that's the Lord telling me this. Because we in the flesh, we got not like, yeah, that's the spirit of the Lord speaking. Because that's the brother. How else the Lord going to speak to you?
Right.
You know?
Because we understand the culture. We have been cultivated.
Godly culture.
Yeah, godly culture. We have been recultivated because that's what culture goes into. When you go into culture, it goes back to cultivating, which goes into algae culture. Which, when you go into cultivating, that's when a seed is planted. Well, first you got to dig up the dead soil, the dirt, the weeds, right? The Lord had to do that to the elect. What's that, Ezekiel, the 37th chapter? Prophesying to them dry bones, you know?
The root word there is cult, which goes back to worship.
That's right.
Our people, if they don't worship Yahweh Bashem outside or even know about him,
Right.
how they gonna know who his servants are? You know?
Right.
So if you don't even know that the Lord got servants, you definitely ain't gonna know about the prophets.
Yeah,
You know?
and that's heavy because that shows you how much there's a whole conditioning process with being cultivated, being cultured. Because going into the Lord's prophets, the Lord's men, the scripture said what? Folly has been set in great dignity. So you're not looking at the Lord's men as the Lord's men. You're deceived by the God of this world where you're looking at righteousness as wickedness and wickedness is righteousness. That's why the scripture says that the things shall be turned aside and esteemed as the potter's clay in Isaiah. So your whole concept of life, you have been reconditioned and cultured to have a misconception of who true leaders are, all right? Who the Lord's leaders are. Hey, the scripture says, did not Satan transform himself into the angel of light? And so did his ministers. So that show you that our people is under a different vibration, but the Lord has freed us from that captivity of the mind, of the spirit, you know?
And you can notice that too amongst heathens.
Yeah.
Jeremiah, you know, they knew who the prophets was. Like, they wouldn't hurt them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they knew about our culture.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, this, you know what I'm saying? They weren't touched, man. Yeah. You know, they knew our nobles, man. And they probably, hold on. Ring. They those guys were reverent, bro. You know.
And usually the prophets were outsiders. You know, they weren't. You know, they looked at special kind of people.
Yeah,
they weren't just having a good time with everybody at the party. And that's how people look at us. So hello.
I got you. This is Romans 11:7. What then Israel have not obtained, that which he seeketh for.
And that's the answers, guidance, the truth, right? You got to understand that this is a godly culture. This ain't a regular culture. This ain't a regular heritage, right? This is our heritage is entwined with connection to the power, to to the Heavenly Father, to who you call God. That's what our heritage entails. That these people are spiritually connected to the true and living power, man. Not just the idol. Alright? The gods of Yasharallah, the Israelites, their heritage is their culture. Is divine. That's the only nation that, as we read throughout the scripture, the Most High is dealing with. So you lost that. So the Most High hasn't revealed unto you your heritage. So therefore you don't even know his name. His capabilities. That you supposed to be you the only nation that's able to be in tune with him. That's able to connect with him. And that he has prophets that he sets up, and that's how you go inquire from that power, that God, man. You go ask his prophets. Let me go, they knew it. Let me go to a prophet. You see all throughout the scriptures. And they inquired of the Lord. They went to the prophets, man. It tell you in the New Testament, as he spake from the beginning by his holy prophets.
Like from the messengers.
Yeah.
That's how you're going to get a response to the messengers. Because you can pray to the Lord, and then the Lord will send a messenger to tell you. You know, like Cornelius, little heavenly hand. He sent his messenger to solidify what, you know, and give him the message. You know?
And they interpret it. It's that simple. So you lost that. So what did Israel have not obtaining that which he seeketh for? So you lost that, man. You lost that. You know when you call a brother up for some counsel, you basically calling the Lord. That's basically what you're doing, bro. That's a man that's in the spirit, you know, he's acknowledged, you know, a member in the spirit, right? You call that man, you know, a lot of people can't do that, bro. They gonna call their uncle. Their uncle gonna get them the worldly wisdom.
Bullshit.
The bullshit that's not scriptural. Man, well, uncle, man, I think man, you know the best thing you can do, man, is just
Crash out.
Have fun, live your life, man. Don't worry about it. You know, that's the counsel you getting from niggas in the world, bro.
Yeah, that's gonna be the counsel of Satan.
Yeah. He old as hell. He 80 years old, 90 years old. But that's the counsel he gonna give you. Go to college, man. Get you a degree. It's a military. It's a lot of good money you can make out here in this system, man. You just gotta stay in school.
Get your education.
Get your education. You know what I'm saying? No, the true wisdom is at what Solomon. You want to speak about wise? Well, he said the wisest man to ever walk the planet Earth. He said the whole duty of man is to fear the Most High and keep His commandments. So you should be going to the prophets, trying to learn the scriptures, right? Teaching the scriptures. This is what you're supposed to be doing. But a lot of our people ain't out there. So again, going back to scripture. Go ahead.
Romans 11:7. What then Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
Yeah, so the election, so the Lord elected. If you want to get that word election, you can. All right, the election have obtained it. All right, they obtained it. They got it. They understood it.
It was given it to them, revealed unto them.
Exactly.
That's something of their own doing. It's not like when we brothers was growing up, we was like, man, I can't wait to be out there one day and read Bibles to people. That's the last thing on most brothers' mind. Yeah, some brothers grew up in church and whatnot, but come on, man. Never, when you were growing up before you came to truth, did you expect to be out here reading Bibles. But it was revealed unto us, right?
Again, you had your own, you went out to philosophy of the world. Go to school, get a good job, man.
American dream.
American dream, man. Babysitting and paying these taxes, man. And just making a white man a lot more richer and being a good old slave. That's basically what they were telling you to do, man. Entrepreneur and all that fucking bullshit. You wonder why every time you get to it, you only can climb so high, or shit always fuck up for you. You under the curses, man. Right. But then you gotta go to the prophets and wonder why you ain't prospering, why we as a nation, as a people, not prospering. And then if you in the know, if you initiate it, right, you know that the people LeBaby said in one of his songs, I'm getting bands, I'm breaking curses. I'm getting million, he said I'm breaking curses. Generation, you know. So okay, cool. Well, it's a left-hand side priesthood, and a right-hand side priesthood. So in order for you to so-called break those curses, you're going against the spirits. So that let me know right now you're doing something on the left-hand side. That's the only way you're able to basically break those curses. We're going to see able. You're doing something on the left-hand side, man. Right? You sold out. You're doing some spiritual works on the left-hand side because physically, there's no way that they can overcome these curses.
Sell out.
But sell out. And then even then, you're still fucked up. You're still a nigga. But the point being is you get the bands, you break curses, you get to live the life, like whatever. But you did something on the left-hand side in the spirit. That's the only way you're going to be able to break these curses. And the Lord going to get you for that. Because he put us under these curses. So you took it upon yourself to go around that, to circumvent that, even though it's the Lord anyways, to go against that. So you sell your soul, you bend over. You're going to be put to death, man.
Just to back you up. This is Mark chapter 8, verse 36. For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul?
Exactly. So you lost your soul. Right? And what you think Satan doing? He went back and told him.
He lashing at you.
Yeah. He telling the Most High, you look, who he gave, look what he gave you. You know? The Lord just
sign your soul away. And literally he saw make you sign in blood too.
Yep.
With all these people that get to that level, like, damn, he got millions of days. That nigga sold out. And now we're just talking about money, a piece of paper. No, we're talking about some atrocious acts.
Right. And rituals.
Yeah, rituals. Like bro said, the left-hand side ritual. This is a ritual we're doing right now on the right-hand side. But this is a whole altar up here, you know. But Esau got you doing some little niggas come in with the mask, with the gowns on and shit. Yeah, you already know. Yeah, they got you. Next thing you know, you on television talking about you got 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
You wonder how these people just blow up. Yeah, he just came out of nowhere. Right. You know, it's just like, bro, he did something behind the scenes, my man.
Right. Hey, you gotta keep doing it. If you want to keep that thing, you gotta keep doing the sacrifice.
It's a worship. You gotta keep doing it, man.
If not, that's when they get you. All right, that's when you might do it no more. They might even let you walk out the door. Then the feds gonna come busting and swinging off the helicopters.
They showed you on that movie King Arthur. Well, he would have to take his loved ones down to that little farm down there, whatever and sacrifice them. And she told her, if you want any more help, you know what to do. And he brought his wife down there. Yeah, you know the price.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the balance. That's the balance. They sell their soul to gain the world, or they sacrifice their soul to gain the world. We sacrifice the world to keep our soul.
That's right.
To gain the world.
Go show you we on another level. This is what he said. We sacrifice the world to keep our soul. Somebody with fucking common sense would be like, why not sacrifice tangible things and lust to keep my soul? But no, you want to sacrifice the only pure thing, only pure power you have to get carnal things? Yeah, you dumb. You're dumb as hell. You're in the flesh.
And then you're going to be miserable because the riches can't buy happiness.
Yeah.
You know, a good health of state, that's real, you know, good mind, yeah, that's real riches. But now you do. That's why a lot of these celebrities, you don't see them with shades on. But when you see them without the shades, they look bugged out. Like you can see what they've gone through in their eyes. The eyes don't lie.
They sold and took from you.
They're black. They got shit's all black around their eyes. Especially like these celebrity women. Oh boy, you can tell that they get some nasty shit put in them. And who's at the top? Who gives out these contracts in the industry? It's exactly smart ass. Whether it's celebrity, athlete, you know, whatever, a musician. You blow up, like Bert say, I like this nigga on the radio every 3 songs. You know? And then they'll entice you. Esau entice you, like, let you get a one-hit wonder. You on the top of the world now, but they're gonna pull you into the room and keep that. Yep. So you don't hear certain people, dude, you got a one-hit wonder. Man,
food was on fire, but
He didn't sell his soul.
he wanted to sell out.
That's something. This is Matthew 16 and verse 25. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it.
Salaki, can you start from verse 24?
I got it. Verse 24. Then said Yahushua unto his disciples.
So his the disciples, he was a discipline. Been on that a lot heavy. Discipline, man. Right? Those how the discipline. Discipline is doing something even when you don't want to. All right? Again, listen to that video of motivational, right? It's like you don't need nothing to be motivated. You don't need to do nothing to be motivated. Right? Like you don't, motivation isn't needed for you to get things done. Right? Because people always want to be, I ain't motivated, man. I gotta get something. So if they ain't motivated, they ain't gonna do shit. No! That's what discipline comes in at. Doing it even when you don't, that's what discipline is. Doing it when you even don't want to do it. And that's that constant fight between the spirit and the flesh because it's always there. Right? The courage, right? If you do something and you're afraid, that's courage. But if you're not afraid and you do it, ain't really no courage. So you doing something when you don't want to do it, that's discipline, bro. Because you don't want to do it.
This is a quote from Marcus Aurelius I had a screenshot the other day. Comfort is the worst addiction.
Exactly. And again, you in your comfort zone. You got to get out of here. The Lord, this truth is going to require you to get out of your comfort zone. One-on-one right here. I want to be chill, laid back, go somewhere at home, or whatever the case may be. But you gotta, the Lord said you gotta come out here to the key place of conflict, right? To the gates, to the streets, and He speaks His word. All right. So the Lord said this to His disciples. They were those that will continue to do it even when they don't want to do it. Man, go ahead.
If any man will come after me, let him deny himself.
So you want to follow the Lord? Deny yourself, man. You want to come? You gotta deny yourself because a lot of egos, right? This flesh. No, I don't do that, right, bro? When you come to this truth, I learned, bro. You gotta give all that shit up, bro. I don't like that. Just make me feel some kind of way, bro. And then when you look back at it, that's all pussy shit, bro. That's all weak shit. You allow the flesh to have control over you. Again, going back to that emotional maturity. You allow your emotions to dictate your actions. Okay? Where's your discipline at? That's weak, man. And again, the older you get, the more you mature in this thing, you look back at it, and you can see niggas in the world like, bro, niggas crying, complaining about shit. It's like, bro, just do that shit, bro.
Right. You gotta change your ways.
Man up.
I got another quote. This one's from Crawford, Terrence Crawford. It says, when a man starts to fix his life, isolation is the price he pays.
Exactly. And those men, all the men he named are great men. That's why they excelled in the things they had because they were disciplined. They did the training in the groundwork when they didn't want to.
Right.
That's why they became great. A lot of dudes gonna become great because they're not disciplined.
Like he's a boxer. So a boxer, they gotta sustain a woman. They can't be out there, they gotta go on a training. A lot of times they're on their own. Doing drills. An average man can't do that, and that's why you're not a champ.
That's why I see you're either a champion at heart or you're not.
Right.
Go ahead.
It says, and take up his cross and follow me.
So take up his cross is suffering, man. The cross is a representation of suffering. The Lord gives every man his tailor-made hell, whatever it is that he got that he's dealing with, right? Day to day, whatever comes in seasons, comes in waves, right? Well, you got to take up your cross and follow the Lord. So you got to deny yourself and also deal with the suffering. Go ahead.
Okay, can I read that same verse for you?
In the AMP, it says, then Yahushua said to his disciples, if anyone wishes to follow me as my disciple, he must deny himself it says, set aside selfish interests and take up his cross, expressing a willingness to endure whatever may come, and follow me, believing in me, conforming to my example in living.
Exactly. So, and you see that with a woman that want to submit to you, you can give her instruction. Hey, I don't like this like this, I don't like that. And then just the level of that commitment in that relationship lasts a long time because she basically denied herself of everything and she submitted to your will, to what you wanted her to do, man.
She desires to please
Exactly.
her Lord.
Yeah. And that's the point. Desire, that willingness expression. Like, you want to do it. You want to make them happy. So what? In that, you have to deny yourself. You're willing to be like, yeah, I know I used to do this, well, I'm not going to do it no more. I know I used to like this, well, I'm not going to like that no more. We literally the woman of the Lord, bro. And then what, he get to his position to where we well pleased, like, man, that woman do whatever I tell her to do. You know what I mean? And that's a certain love that stays there even when shit get boring or whatever it goes. You know that's a woman completely who has submitted herself on you. Dedicated.
She becomes irreplaceable. Yeah, to the point where she'll just start to do things without being told.
Exactly.
That's rare.
Exactly. That's why the elect is rare.
Exactly. You just know what you like. You ain't gotta say nothing no more.
Whatever you like.
Bro, that's a certain kind of connection and a attraction. Lesson. That's why the older you get, you don't give a fuck how fat a woman's ass is, bro. You start to think like, oh, imagine all the attitude that
How
comes with
beautiful
that.
is she? That's what we're looking at.
Yeah, bro. What about her conduct, her behavior? Yeah. That's what's beautiful to us, man. We don't give a shit about how fat your ass is and how good the box is and how long you yeah, bro.
And maybe the worst one.
Nothing. A young dude in a faith or whatever, a young dude, he gonna go for that. And then he gonna always wonder like why he always getting so much hell? Why this bitch keep then he always complain about this bitch like, bro, you gotta get rid of her, bro.
Hey, I don't get us wrong. The flesh loves big butt. Spiritual man. Yes, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's gonna bring hell to you.
Yeah.
And then that's when you get to a level where you choose your peace over pleasure. I like to say peace over pleasure, man.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, because you clothe with wisdom. That's what it is. Because the wisdom of Yahweh Shem Yahushai instructed us not to what? Stumble at a woman's beauty. So we equipped her with that understanding, you know?
You look at King Solomon, he had the baddest. He had the baddest of the baddest. He said it was all vanity anyway.
Finish it.
Oh yeah.
Time. Yep, finishing off, it says, expressing a willingness to endure whatever may come and follow me, believing in me, conforming to my example in living, and if need be, suffering or perhaps dying because of faith in me.
Yeah, so you willing to just go all the way, not to bend, whatever, you know, and that's why scriptures speak about the straight gate, right? It's only a certain shape or whatever that can fit through that, and then that's why scriptures speak about if your right arm offend you or whatever, cut it off. Cause that shit, you know, like the analogy of the dog trying to bring the bone through the house, you know. Like, bro, in order to get in the house, bro, you gotta leave that bone out there. Of course, you can turn it sideways where it goes like that, but you know, the concept is like
Even
you gotta leave that shit, bro.
like the straight and narrow, but you can liken it to a second answer. So it said fire on one side, water on the other, deep water's on the other side. It's like walking a tightrope over that. You have to be well balanced. You can't just be doing what you want. It got to be a certain way. You got to do it. You got to be dedicate your life to learn how to walk that tightrope, or you gonna die. And remember, they usually have a stick to balance themselves out. You know, because without balance, you're not gonna make it to that straight and narrow.
And that's how, you know, a lot of brothers, they ain't dealing with women now. Because you like, you tell a woman, you meet a chick, you talk to her, holler at her, tell her this, that, and the third. She with that. Alright, you already like, yeah.
See you in the kingdom.
Yeah, see, because you know, like, nah, in order for you to get good with me, you gonna have to go right along with it, or you ain't gonna make it. That's why we know Isaiah 4:1, JT, these women, they gonna be right along with it. and that brother Carl said, he said, if I sense, like, he said, if I just sense a slight attitude,
Oh, you out.
like you out of there, like I want you to, hey, don't do that.
Oh, okay.
What?
And the scripture says,
Get out of
"They
here."
power, they shall be willing."
Yeah, bro.
They're gonna be in line in order that day.
They can't go for that shit. Not a peep. Hey, we want complete and full submissive and obedience, man. Because what we telling you is gonna save your life, man.
Right.
So we ain't here to argue and debate about shit, bro.
Yeah, like if you trying to get with a woman and she don't want to get on the program, just keep it moving. Like you say, JT come around, she'll be back, or in the kingdom. Either way, that's the mindset brothers should have. But now, if you're dealing with a woman, now you're stuck with her. Because technically, you can't get rid of her. Now, if she leaves, she leaves. But you got to deal with it. You're gonna cast trouble in the flesh now. Well, that's why the Lord don't have certain brothers dealing with it. Have you locked in? Because that's gonna come anyway. Yeah, the women's gonna come regardless.
That way, to distract you. Yeah. Trying to do the ministry, the videos, this, that, third, the fellowship. Well, that day, this part of the ministry, it'll change. You ain't gonna be.
Start leaning off what you're supposed to be doing to please this ram through chick.
Exactly. But in that day, we just gonna be, hey, just faith, believe in the Lord. The whole quick videos up and that part of the old, like hey, right now it's your faith, and you'll have time to tend to your other half or whatever the case may be, because that's gonna be the point. The Lord gonna provide the spirit on you to protect them. They gonna be following you. You know what I'm saying?
Like little ducks.
Yeah. we need to be damn archive. If you going to the classes, brother, if you're reading, you're doing your videos, a woman in the midst of that is difficult to manage, bro. Like, as far as trying to lock in, as far as it takes away a lot of
Especially she's beautiful. All right. We've seen it. Dude, personally, we've seen it come and go because of a woman. And then she gonna lose respect for you anyway. And end up leaving you anyway. So, yeah, man. Is a woman worth your salvation? Well, many men have gone out there with other women. That's part of, this world. Really, these women are part of this world. Because it's like Apostle Hart used to say, he still says from time to time, if your woman truly believes, tell her to go get you another woman. Right. That's just going to cause a problem, really, if you tell her that. So, yeah, you got to deal with them according to wisdom.
And you had the elder priest who brought up the account with Solomon. He had 1,000 women, but the conclusion he came to, he did the design, he did the equation. He didn't find out they all wicked. So you get a woman, she gonna give you help, and she ain't gonna change. For brothers that do got a wife, she might believe or whatever, but she's still giving you help.
Yeah, because there's some sincere sisters out there. They trying to do the best they can. Beautiful. You're under the authority of a man of the Lord, but you can't expect them to perfect. Yeah. We're not perfect, right? But we still got, and at the same time, we still got to have mercy, right?
That's why I say the will. And you notice that when you get on a level or ranking and you govern over brothers, you see when a brother's sincere, a brother he just don't give a fuck.
He just around for chicken and wine.
He don't give a fuck, bro. You see a brother that's like really sincere, he's in the spirit, he do what he's supposed to do. You able to read that and be like, you show him some mercy, man. So the same thing with the women. We know the woman ain't gonna be perfect. Right. You see how they glitch out in the flesh, but you see like this woman really has she's trying. Yeah, she's trying. She has a will to want to please me, even though she can't.
But in Jacob's trouble, that's gonna change for these women. A lot of that bullshit that brothers deal with now, that shit is gonna be out the window. Jacob's trouble. That's when she gonna really humble fully down
And
shut the
quiet.
fuck up. Yeah,
Exactly.
you're gonna shut up.
Yep.
You know?
Because that's the affliction that's coming. And that's the mindset. Which you, that's why Esau will present to them the chip. When you in that state of fear, you need something stable to forge your mind and give you that comfort so that man is going to be that in that time.
If a woman doesn't have a man in this last days, she will take the chip.
Yeah.
And even if she do got a man in this world, he gonna take the chip with her.
So you got to have a man of the Lord. That's the only way you're going to be, your mind is going to be stable enough for you not, because what, you're going to look for stability. That's what women look for.
Right.
That's what they want to bring. That's why, at the end of the day, bro, you know, you get mad at it, but it is what it is. All women are gold diggers, bro. Why would you, two dudes come up to you, one dude work at fucking Taco Bell, not any brother who work at Taco Bell, one dude work at Taco Bell, the other dude's a multi-millionaire. What sense does that make? They go, I like him, no, bro, it's a logical thing. You're going to give the multi-millionaire. Why? Because it's security, stability. You can provide and protect. It's that simple. So can you really get mad at a woman for being
Female nature. The Lord made him like that.
It's just common sense. As a man, you get a loan to try to do something. One person give you 100,000, another person only giving you 10,000. I'm trying to build a house. I'm gonna go with the guy that's giving me a loan to make the 100,000. Regardless of interest rates, whatever the case may be, get the details. But you just go with the person that's willing to finance you more, so you can get more, bro. It's just common sense.
Have the least resistance is where most people go towards. That's the broad and wide way. Easier.
The easy way. So in that time, the greatest thing is stability is going to be a man of the Lord. Because the power he will have, the Lord going to be with him. Exactly.
And then the faith is going to make, our the wisdom, it's going to make our face to shine.
And the one we're going to see like, oh, he's safe. That's I need to, in order for me to live, I got to be with that dude. I got to, and that entails doing whatever the hell he's telling you to do. That includes spreading needles. You know? Hey, I wanted to send a picture, a video of the brothers. There's two women, they was younger women, took them on the corner with the little signs asking for money, doing their little dances. And you can tell like they were homeless.
Oh, yeah, that's like a car wash.
No, but they were fucking homeless. You can tell they're out there acting, it's fucked up out here. You're not gonna see more of that. But in my head, I'm like, yo, y'all gonna have to do a little bit more than that. And these times, you ain't just gonna be sitting up there talking about help anything and help. Like, no, y'all gonna have to put that stuff you got to work.
Going back to your example, if a nigga in a beat up 89 Civic pull up and tell him to hop in the car, they gonna laugh at him. But let a nigga in the Lambo wagon come and tell them he ain't got to say that. Just wave him over, they gonna get in the car. It's just that's how we look like. But we not chasing after the carnal riches. We chasing after the riches in heaven that are about to pay off in these last days.
Those are about to manifest. Somebody can get on. Anybody hold something? What have you got? Yeah. What do you got?
You want me to finish Matthew?
Yeah, you can finish Matthew.
It says, Matthew 25, verse 25, for whosoever will save his life.
Real quick, this is Matthew 25. Let's just start with the oil at the beginning of the chapter.
For those that have the oil, so bro's gonna really see how truly blessed and rich they are, bro. You know, you have the understanding. The Lord is dealing with you how the names. So the Lord is all right, cool. He got all that. So the Lord is gonna manifest. The Lord will give you that power. He's gonna perform miracles for you. It's gonna be shown what you really have, bro. So you didn't, bros that forsook your life, you call hell about it. Over the years, family members talked about it. Oh, this is how you gonna waste your life. This, bro. You about to be blessed in their sight. The Lord's gonna bless you and put you on high, bro. And these people are gonna truly see, like, damn, he made the right move.
And yes.
I was a fool.
Good investment.
Yeah, like they're gonna see, bro. Cause I know a lot of bros deal with that shit heavy, bro. Like, and it's in a way it's personal to you. It's like, how you think I'm fucking stupid? You think I waste my whole life over something that wasn't true? You know what I mean? You you kind of get offended by it. Not saying you're offended and you have a shot, but meaning like, listen, it's like, you look at it like a fool, bro.
And then at a certain point, you're like, whatever. Because we see there's a reward for this. They don't. That's why they question it.
Yep.
What do you even do in your life? Nigga, I'm already doing it. What are you going to do?
Right.
When the shit hits the fan. That's what you need to be asking. Don't worry about us. Shit. We're good. What you mean y'all good? Y'all barely pay bills. Nigga, you can barely pay bills. So what are you doing?
So you see the playing field evening out, and then what's gonna happen? You're gonna start, like quick, oh shit,
That's the train.
So what the Lord is doing, He's bringing us even right now, but there's separation about you.
Damn, that's shine. And we don't even know how far extent it's gonna be yet just yet because it ain't happened yet. But we believe it. We're just waiting for it all to play out. Just like the rest of the prophecies we've been speaking about.
Right.
The Lord gonna blow our minds. We gonna be like, oh,
Right.
shit. But bro, you gotta think about the Lord. Like, He don't miss. Like, you know how you put something. I really want to surprise and do my best to surprise, whatever. Bro, we talking about the Most High, bro. He got something. He ain't gonna, it's gonna over exceed our expectations. That's why we gonna be so full of joy. We gonna be like, your expectation is here. And the Lord is going, He's just gonna
Damn, to blow your
mind. Like, yeah, He gonna blow your mind. You're like, oh, shit, I know you're gonna be out here doing crazy shit. Like, oh shit, like yeah, bro, you in a real life video game, bro. Like, nothing is impossible. Kind of like, bro, set the
standard up, and then we're gonna be laughing, rejoicing, watching people get
flying,
punched,
floating, teleporting.
And really think how people don't envy us walk by and envying us right now. So what's gonna make them envy us?
They don't want to be us right now.
Yeah, man.
They got the rain and the cold. They want to go home and get in the H and the heat. You know, they gonna wish they had. What?
And it came to a point where we like this now. That inner man, that spirit is like, is looking for it now. It likes that structure.
We look forward to Saturdays.
It likes that discipline. And then even now, it's being amplified because that discipline, like the brother said, is paying off now. Because the things we said is happening. So by default, your mind be like, well, if this happening, all the other good shit he said is gonna happen. That's gonna happen too. So that excites us. Like, yeah.
Conclusion is
the chip is so yeah, that was true. So woo.
Right.
All the other stuff.
And that's how we're gonna be like we're playing. Woo! People dying.
Real quick, you got one with five.
Real quick. Jeremiah 32 and 42. For thus saith Yahweh, like as I have brought all this great evil upon this people, so will I bring upon them all the good that I have promised to them.
And the Most High is a man that is shall not lie. You know that about the Most High, man? You truly understand and you know that the Most High is a man that he can't lie, bro. So the good has to happen. Alright? He's bound by his own word. Okay, once he already said it, he said it. You know? We already said it. It came out. It's stuck there. Alright? That's why Abraham, Most High was mad as hell at us, bro. Look at the condition we in. Ruined as a people. Effed up. But what? He bringing us out of it. He ain't promised Abraham, man. You know what I mean? Even I'm not saying, the scripture says the Lord's delight or joy to give us a kingdom. Not saying he's not happy to give us, but the point being is that it's like using that concept. Like he did say it though. He has to bring us out of this. The Lord truly loves us.
Yeah, he told us what to do.
Yeah.
As long as you follow the rules and the orders that the Lord gave you, it's guaranteed. You just got to make your call in an election sure to receive the rewards on this side, you know. Because all Israel's going to be good in the kingdom, but we ain't trying to be just good. We want to be great to get it on this side, you know.
This is Matthew 20 and verse 16. So the last shall be first, and the first shall be last.
Yeah, so we was last in this world, bro. You know, and that's clear because when you in the truth, you can't really too much put your heart into this world. If you do excel, it's just by default, man. You know, because you know that discipline, that work ethic, it just basically transfers into the world. But the point being is that we weren't able to really put nothing into this place. We had to sit on the bench basically, seeing people get this promotion, get this, get that job, or get this business going, or get this type of investment, or come across this type of money, or receive this type of education, or travel the world, or whatever the case may be. And all that conflicts with the will of the Lord. So we had to sit back out of that. So we were basically last, bro. We always, go ahead. We just wait for that. Yeah, go ahead. Like basically, I can't participate in it. Go ahead. You know, letting everybody cut you. That's the position we've been in.
Hey, but what's about the rules? See, why they like that same analogy of the game, we're on the bench. But what people don't know is we train every day at home.
Yeah.
You know, so when everybody gets gas, coach is flying, hey, you get in the game. So you're gonna be out there dunking on motherfuckers. You know, like hitting threes, from the other side of the court.
Where all this is.
Yeah. Well, we've been practicing while y'all been bullshitting. And now and then if you're not in the game, you don't get no championship trophy. Once you get taken out of the game, you're out of there. This ain't a participation trophy. None of that. Well, you did go out there one time. You did go stop and listen to the prophets of the Lord one time. You ain't finished. You out of the game. Shit.
So we come to the point where, like the brother said, the Lord is going to allow us to what? In our right hand is pleasure forevermore. The Lord is going to start letting the earth yield for us now. You know, so to say. We finna start being able to yield all of those fruits.
Reap the
Yeah.
fruits of our labor.
Exactly. So that includes carnal things too. Carnal things, spiritual things, or everything, bro. Because they had a chance with this world, but the Lord's kingdom, that transition of the Lord's kingdom it's going to start being declared on this planet Earth, man. All right. So we finna enjoy these things, while they finna lose it all. Right? The Lord's gonna put us in position. But we, I said we gonna be eating, we gonna be good. Y'all gonna be starving.
Motherfuckers doomsday prepping and shit. That's just making our job easier. Yeah. The Lord gonna guide us through a doomsday prepper crib or wherever, bunker or whatever, and then we gonna be in that bitch eating good.
It's a spirit. I was watching something. I forget exactly what it was, but the Lord is gonna. He's saying like the Lord is gonna guide you to that wealth, basically. You know, like the brother said, all this doomsday prepping and all this shit. The Lord is gonna guide us to all that. All right, because again, the wealth is just gonna be transferred. All right, it's just gonna go from one hand of the people to another. But again, that's just gonna start on this side. All right, the Lord's gonna start blessing us. We're gonna be eating. We're gonna be good, bro. Okay, the Lord's elect is gonna be all right.
We truly believe that. No doubt, but shouldn't be. There's no doubt in our minds at this point. Because that doubt is going to grow like a cancer when shit get rough.
Says, for many be called, but few chosen.
Yeah, so many are called, few are chosen. So all Israel is called. Right? The Lord, he said, I called Israel out of Egypt. So all Israel is called. You know, that's the called nation. That's the nation that the Lord is dealing with. But few shall be chosen. So out of all that, the whole nation, the Lord chose just a few out of the nation. Right? And looking like we those men. Again, we at the end, bro. Bro, again, 3 months away from this thing taking place, bro. Months, literally months away from this thing taking place. That's how urgent this message is.
That brother's not saying the date. He's measuring the times. You know?
Exactly. Yep. And like El Far said, he said it like last year, it was months. He said, I'll say 6 months, 3 months, 12 months, 30. Bro, he said he want to have, again, the implantable devices within the next 12 months. 12 months. And again, the devil come down having a great wrath, he know he have a short time. So he say 12 months, so in his mind, he could be thinking 6 months.
He wants you to think it's going to be prolonged. And of course it will happen with the 6G.
Exactly. You know, so we close. He wants to chip basically within the next 12 months to be out there, bro.
Sure.
You know, to surface. And Elder Hart did say that. He said it could possibly come the end of this year, or beginning of next year. You know?
It's looking like.
And that, exactly. That's just how it's looking. We looking even sooner than that. You know, we just being generous, and like we say, the same way. When you think on a carnal level, that's kind of how you logical. I would say carnal, but on a logical level. But you know, we always look at things in the spirit as well. Like Lord willing, within the next 6 months.
Being generous. It's called
Being generous. Yeah. This shit pop off. Well, in a logical sense, like you know how Esau has the thing going, you see it progressing, you see the system being broken down, you see it transferring. Like yeah, it could take. On a logical sense, it could take about another year.
Agenda 2030. So we know it's coming between now and 2030, but we ain't looking for 2030. We're looking for months, like brother said. You know, that's a long time. 2030. Hell no.
And all hell about to break loose.
Yeah.
You know, even though America got that president up out of there, still the regime, the military, it's that structure, so to say, is still there. So it's a lot of shit that still gotta unfold, bro. You know? So who knows what Russia, China, Iran got planned?
They ain't just gonna sit back and they not finna nuke America for this, but they're not finna sit back. They gonna turn up now. All right, y'all doing that? We gonna do this. What are you gonna do about it? Because America ain't gonna bomb Russia either. You know, they ain't finna drop a nuke on Russia. Or China. Yeah. So they gonna step it up now. All they're doing is proxy war still, just like they did with Ukraine. Trump sent 11 billion in weapons to Taiwan. That ain't gonna help them. Yeah.
So what you better realize why Venezuela was so easily taken in Russia and China didn't have much influence, because look how close it is.
Right.
Now you're trying to start a war all on the other side of the world. You know what I'm saying? You only can do so much. You know, you only can do so much when your two main enemies is like right there closer. You know, Russia and China only has so much.
They share borders too. Exactly.
Russia and China only has so much influence over here with Venezuela, but they all on the other side of the fucking world, bro.
They can't just pull up unload a bunch of boats with soldiers. They would have to go through either the Panama Canal or from the Caribbean, which the Caribbean is blockaded right now.
And I forgot what it was. It's certain type of missiles where those missiles on those ships, it's not unlimited.
Yeah.
They only have like a certain amount, so that ship would have to leave in like.
Yeah, because they got to dock to resupply.
Exactly. Yeah, that's it. They got to dock to resupply those missiles on that ship.
So if they start defending themselves and shooting missiles back and forth, shoot, look what happened to Israel. They got depleted.
Exactly.
You know? Oh yeah.
Does it not? Anybody got a closing reset?
Oh yeah, get that.
I got one.
This is Mark 10 and verse 30. But he shall receive 100-fold.
Oh, we don't. We couldn't read up a lot, but just get straight to the point. That's what the Lord's showing us. And that's what the spirit has been increasing. Well, like I said, the carnal things the Lord's going to increase with. That's why we don't have to, think about how we're going to eat. The Lord's going to do it. Just like He feed the birds.
This is Mark 10 and verse 29. And Yahushua answered and said, Verily I say unto you, there is no man that have left house, or brethren, or sister, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands for my sake, and the gospels, but he shall receive 100-fold now, in this time, houses, and brethren, and sisters.
In this time, 100-fold in this time. The blessing's coming, bro. The apostles didn't see that during that time. They, they put to death. John, he was sentenced to prison, island Patmos, the last one. And they didn't receive that at that time. So, we looking forward to this time, man. We gonna be good, bro. We gonna be good, bro. The Lord gonna make a way. And then you just gotta believe that. He gonna have us good, bro. He gonna test us, of course. But it's gonna come a breaking point where it's like, hey, I'm good for it, bro.
We're going to be coupled from going to the enemy for the one of all things to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to have to depend on UBI, eating eating crumbs that the food banks are giving the people. Nah, the Lord just gonna take care of us, man, in whatever way He sees fit, and it could be unlimited ways, because anything's possible through your house washing outside. Let's say you ain't got no way of actually going to get some food, but the Lord just drop a bird, just drop a meal off for you, or you disappear, or anything can happen, man. It's like we're not even worried about none of that. Or we shouldn't be anyway, because we know what the Lord said. Somebody got to fulfill the scriptures of eat. Some people are starving. Who's better than the men that have been laboring, for years, beginning with the apostles, decades, all down.
Says, but he shall receive 100-fold now in this time, houses and brethren and sisters and mothers and children and lands with persecution, and in the world to come eternal life.
In the world to come, so even in the kingdom. The Lord gonna have us on this side and on the next side. How you think Isaiah 4:1 gonna take place? And El Parque, hey, Isaiah 4:1 is at the door, and so is this prophecy. You gotta have something to be able to, take care of all the women, bro. You gotta have something, bro. The Lord will make sure we're good, bro. Make sure we stay.
Yeah, a quick one. This is song, because we in that time, and that's why, brothers, if the spirit we in, like you can even feel the spirit of just rejoicing, the spirit of complete appreciation. All right, you know what I'm saying? Gratitude. Like we only going up from here, bro. We only going up. All right. So this is Psalms 102 and verse 13. I'm gonna read it in the KJV and in the NLT. Psalms 102 and verse 13 in the KJV. It says, "Thou shalt arise." Psalms 102 and verse 13. "Thou shalt arise and have mercy upon Zion. For the time to favor her, yea, the set time has come." All right, we in that set time, bro, of favoritism. You see what I'm saying? I'm reading the NLT. It says, Psalms 102 verse 13 in NLT, "You will arise and have mercy on Jerusalem," all right, the elect. "And now is the time to pity her. Now is the time you promised to help."
That's the time we're in, man. Where the Lord's gonna come through and help us, and leave everybody else to help themselves. And that's gonna be the big divide of who the men of the Lord are, and who was a bunch of false prophets, false teachers, heretics, sellouts, bugouts. The Lord's about to make a big division. Then shall they know who are my chosen. Then shall they know a prophet was among them. The things we're gonna be doing, and how the Lord's gonna be delivering us, is going to speak for itself. We're not going to have to tell you that we're the prophets very soon, or the Lord's dealing with us. We're going to show you, and then we're going to tell you how we did all those things, and how we're blessed, and that people are going to want to know. And it's either going to be for their condemnation or for them to believe.
Sure.
So the Acts 2.0, miracles and all these things that the Lord got stored up, that's about to take off, man. We're not going to be teaching much longer. The Lord's about to send hunters now. This is us fishing. All that people running up on, we're cordial men. Of course, man. But very soon, put people to fight, man. Yeah. That was it on that.
Yeah, I got one more. Psalm 7 and 6. "Arise, O Yahweh, in thine anger. Lift up thyself because of the rage of my enemies, and await for me to judgment that thou hast commanded."
Close out.
Yeah, man. So, hey, the Lord's gonna rise up for us, bro. He said it. He know the position we in. He brought us to this position. He put us in captivity. He put us in this position, bro. So he gonna rise up for us, bro. You just gotta believe it, man. He that endured to the end, the same shall be saved, bro.
And he had to put us in that situation to rise up and deliver us from.
Exactly.
It's right there.
He allowing Esau to boot up,
Trenches.
come with trenches, come with that great rise. That way, okay. Now I'm gonna do this.
So the Lord could really show you what power is. The whole world has forgotten the power of the Lord. That's right. But they're gonna start to see it through us. You know, through the service of the Lord.
So with that, what was that fine? Giving all praise, glory, and honor.
Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kadosh.
God bless the Apostle, great millstone, peace, love, and blessings to the elect. Next time, say shalom.
Shalom.
Barak Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
Barak Yahweh